Good evening, Martin here, mcfcfantv, and welcome to Friday, 22nd of January, and it is that time again, the Friday night social. Hope we're all good. He's doing it again. He's like a little kid. What I'm going to do is jump into some of your hellos, and then I'll bring three of the guests in, and the other ones can just stay out there because he's an absolute dick. Addy, how are you, mate? Send Grealish to the Gaylug immediately. Gulag. Sorry, throwing me off now. Terrible news, but I'm sure he'll be fine. We'll be fine. I think you mean KDB, don't you, Lewis? Jack Lee, hello, Blues. Jack Lee's gutted about Kev. Kurt, lads, hope all are well. Got him catching from Tom last night. Catch you all later. Enjoys a good FNS. Hi, Kurt. Hope you're well, mate. Don't think Kurt's staying around, mate. Good morning, guys. Looking forward to another great show, Mike Perra. Hope you're good, mate. Evening Blues. Hope all is well. I'm saying it's Alan and Ross on tonight. Oh, here we go. I tell them let's be serious, and I'm letting the inmates feel the asylum now. I'm great, Jack, mate. All good with you. Good. Hi, Martin. Mönchengladbach just won 4-2 versus Dortmund. Haaland got 2 goals. Told you Gladbach were not an easy run that everyone thinks they're going to be. Charlie is so far away, mate. Thoughts on Team of the Year? It's not very... In my honest opinion on it, it's not properly done. And when we can see how it's all done properly and everything else, it's who's popular at the time, and it's a bit, not rigged, but set up for certain players to get in it, if I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's the same names every year. I know Kurt just saying the score, mate. Evening Blues. I was not late. I was on time. One game at a time. Evening Blues. John Grogan's on. Charlie Everett, hello. Hi, Charlie. You all right, mate? I don't know how he's tired from there. What a shot, Martin. He's like, I am not late at all. And no, there's no giggle. Cheeky said, don't come into my bloody speech. At least my intros don't take 50 minutes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Are you all right, Martin? So Tom did a very good job last night. Check Alan's audio tonight, guys. Yes, let us know how you think. Intros are just as long, Tom. He said intro. Are you deaf down there? Can you not listen? You the only one on tonight? I know, I am actually. Right, I'm just going through all your comments because, as you know, on the Friday Night Social, it's very hard to get through all your comments. Right, let's bring in the guests. First one I'm going to bring in this guy first. Hi, Carl. How are you, mate?
Hi, Martin. I'm good. It's been a good week. City won. Liverpool lost. We have a new president.
I know. You have a good week for you, mate.
Yeah, today's my son's birthday, so can't complain, man.
Happy birthday to your son, mate.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Should we just leave it me and you and ignore the rest?
Absolutely. Except for Chris.
No, don't tell him. No. Here he comes. Let me know what he sounds like.
Yeah. How are you?
God. He's got 10 times louder.
How is everybody?
You've got Alan in HD stereo here. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, do I sound better, everybody? That's all I want to know. And no sarcasm.
No, because your lips are moving.
He sounds great.
Thank you, Carl. Carl,
yeah.
Sir Donald is coming on the channel in about 10 minutes. He's not gone away.
Alexander Griffin says if Alan's on, just mute it. Been trying to mute him for ages, mate. Don't work. And here he comes. Evening. Here you go. I said no gagoos. Did you not get me?
Oh, sorry. It's freezing here, mate. It's freezing.
It's about 95 degrees outside. Shut up, you.
Ross, that's a nice shirt. That's a nice shirt, Ross.
Carl, I'm a little bit upset, mate, that you've put me in the same bucket as Alan there straight away.
So you both belong in a bloody bucket.
That's a nice shirt, Ross. That's a nice shirt. I like it.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
I am looking happy tonight. because I don't want to be accused of looking miserable like we all did on Wednesday night. So big smiles, everyone, big cheesy grins. And here he comes, the legend in his own head, Mr. Baker.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Chris.
How are you, Carl? You all right, mate?
I'm good.
How are you, Alan? Alan, you all right, mate?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah.
Good to see you, mate. How are you, Ross? All right, buddy?
Hi, Chris. Nice to see you, mate. Looking good, mate.
Thank you, mate. Nice to see you too.
Yeah, he always looks very smart, doesn't he? Unlike some people we can mention.
Excuse me, you go, Bob. You see that?
Ooh.
Go, boss. Don't be giving a cat me, sunshine. Mate, I could grow a full-grown beard and still better looking than you. So, right, let's. While Martin's happy, oh my God, it's a 4-leaf clover. You know, rude. The Australian Chuckle Brothers. The Aussie lads are back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tim Smith, our resident Leeds fan. Hi, all in the chat.
Hey, Tim.
Pardon?
I said hello to Tim.
Oh, was you? I thought you said something about me then. You sound good. They are, Alan. You sound good. New background.
Thank you.
No new background, mate. I've had this background for ages. Sir Alan's back again. Love it. Finally, better volume. Yeah. Trouble is, they've kicked him out the submarine and they made him go into a proper building now. So, sounds a lot better. Happy Real President Week, Carl.
Thank you.
Evening, Carl. The legend that is Carl. God, Carl's getting a lot of love in here. Mahrez better than Suarez, plays like Tevez. Put that up for Chris. Still.
I don't even understand that.
Mahrez is better than Suarez, plays like Tevez.
He does not play like Carlos Tevez. Let me tell you something.
I think it's a play on word.
Yeah, play on words. Big up my man Martin FM. Evening, mate. You go, boss, from No, it was not from Cheltenham, actually, you cheeky git. Don't let my miss it with a birthday present. She'll kill you if you say that, mate. Right.
It is from Cheltenham.
Not from Cheltenham at all, actually. It's from John Lewis, actually. No, it's from House of Fraser, actually. It's from House of Fraser. So be quiet, you up there.
More like fucking Hammer Lewis. There we go.
Right. So what we're going to do, as you can imagine, we're going to kick off, as we do generally, most of our Friday night socials. When we have not been able to get a guest on, we can have a little chat about the game coming up. So, unfortunately, we have struggled to find a Cheltenham fan. They're not overly ready available on YouTube to go and get Cheltenham fans, but we have tried. We've tried all week. We've even contacted Cheltenham Football Club themselves, and we just they weren't willing. We didn't have anyone. No one was put forward basically to come onto the show. So I'll leave it to us 5 reprobates to have a chat all about the Cheltenham game. FA Cup 4th round. I love the FA Cup. Before, what I'm going to do is I will go into the Pep sort of press conference when I get all your initial thoughts on how you are feeling about the game. Chris, FA Cup, Cheltenham, 4th round, your initial thoughts. Are you excited? How are you feeling?
Well, I've been reliably informed it's the biggest game of the season, unless I am misconstruing Tom's thoughts of the day. But I think, it's the FA Cup. It's the biggest cup competition in the world. Proper ready for it. I think we should get through Cheltenham fairly easy. I'm not so sure we'll see many of the kids, though.
Why?
I think there's enough players who don't get a lot of game time. I think Torres we haven't seen for a while. Laporte's back. I can see Mendy probably getting a game this time. Players that, and also the kids have got a big game themselves on Monday night against Blackburn, who were third, City are second in the Premier League 2. Point off the top, same points as Blackburn. So it's a big game for the lads.
Yeah. Sorry, I was on my phone then. I was just
But get off your phone,
No, one of my friends' sons,
colleagues.
one of my colleagues, one of my friends, very close friend from work, is just son has just tested positive for COVID, and he's only about 1.5. So yeah. So I just had to double check things with that one. Right. So yeah, and they say it's not real. Funny that, isn't it?
True.
Ross, your thoughts on Cheltenham FA Cup? What?
Well, yeah, I think Ron the other week talked about the FA Cup, weren't we? I'm in the love it, and he luckily said we're going to get this one because we didn't get the last game over here, so this one's on ESPN, so I can watch it. Yeah, I'm with Chris on the team. I think Pep wants to win it for one, and then there's players who've not played, so you've got, I think he'll, Bendy Mendy will get a go. I think Laporte will come in, Torres, pretty much just repeating what Chris says, but really then we should be smashing this game out the park. The only thing I think he might do then is if we're comfortable at half time, then he might bring them on. But saying that, they need game time. So I think. But guys, it's it's a bit weird, isn't it, this year, because we know the route. So there's nothing to fear in the next 2 games. This is another one I think we should be really aiming to win the FA Cup this year.
Well, Swansea or Nottingham Forest instead, I think. Well, let's not take for granted we've not beaten Cheltenham yet. Alan, do you know where Wadden Road is?
No,
It's in Cheltenham, mate.
I know that. I've been sarcastic. No, I think I just agree with what Chris said. All the fringe players that are not normally in the first 11 will all get games today. Laporte will get a chance to get some game time. Torres will definitely get a game, and he'll play a pretty strong squad side, I would say. And then if they get comfortably in front, he'll bring some of the kids on, which I hope he does, to be fair. So we'll see.
Tom's right again.
He'll certainly play the squad players, like Cancelo. He's a squad player, so he'll get a game. So, yeah. And Mendy will play, which I'm pleased about, which will be good. So we'll see. We'll see. It won't be easy because it's their biggest game they've ever had. So they'll give everything they've absolutely got. So we'll see how it goes. The pitch is going to be a bit iffy, I would suspect.
Apparently, their manager, who I've talked about the name of, and I won't remember it, and I was reading about him, because he's only just got the job answer recently. He says that the pitch is going to be really, really, it's going to be like a carpet. It's going to be lovely to play on. They really have done up the business for our arrival tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw pictures of the pitch. I saw the last game they played. I watched it on ESPN. And I've seen pictures, and it looks really good, relatively. But it looks good.
I will say one thing. I think City fans should put their hand in the pockets and get the digital ticket you can get online to raise funds for Cheltenham, because they are struggling financially. Get your hands, go online and book a digital ticket for a tenner, whatever it may be.
Alan,
yep,
raised 23 grand, mate, for a.
Well, keep going. Do more.
Yeah.
Carl, your thoughts on tomorrow?
Yeah, I love the FA Cup. Always loved it, even as a kid. I'm looking forward to seeing Zinchenko play his natural position, left side of midfield. See what he can do there. Tommy Doyle, hopefully he can play. And Mendy and Laporte back. But I agree with everyone. The front three has to be Varane, Jesus, and Mahrez, the front three. And then let's see Zinchenko left side of midfield, where he's supposed to be. Rest Foden, rest Bernardo. Rest Rodri, and play Fernandinho to lead them.
Okay. Has anyone bought virtual tickets, by the way? I know they've been on sale for a few weeks now. You have?
Yeah.
No, I have. Which does swiftly move on. There will be no watch along tomorrow. I'm going to watch it with my young lad. Did say a couple of weeks back that there may not be every watch along, and I've actually done more than what I intended to do. But no, I'm going to spend this weekend with my my lad and my wife, and that. And so no, there won't be a watch along tomorrow, but there may be a post match. We don't know yet. We're trying to sort all that out. So I do apologise. There will be no watch along tomorrow. But don't worry, you will get your Man City Man TV fix at some point in the day. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to run through, Pep Guardiola's press conference now. And they basically had a little chat with him about a few things that has happened. And I won't go into too much depth because we are going to talk about some of these things later on as we go through the Friday night social. So what I don't want to do, he did talk about KDB's injury, talked about other things that we're not really going to touch on when my computer wants to actually work for a change. It's just deciding it wants to freeze at the wrong time. Right, okay, I'm just going to say the parts he's talked about the FA Cup. He's talked about basically the team news for tomorrow that we know Laporte is back. Aguero is still out. He said the rest are ready. Nathan Ake is still not ready. But Eric Garcia has come back to training. What we wish right now is with Sergio is he feels better. He did feel uncomfortable for the first 2 or 3 days. So tired, like all the symptoms that you get. So hopefully he can recover well and step by step return to the training sessions. We have missed our best striker for a long time, but we have lived without him and we need to wait for them to come back as soon as possible, but also learn to move forward without them. Talks about prioritising competitions. And he says, in this season of all seasons, this is not going to happen with me. We know the Premier League is the most important and then the Champions League. But 4 Carabao Cup finals in a row is because every game is important. We arrive without players. We play with the second team. We don't drop any game. And then he talks about whether academy players would start, which will answer. A couple of you have said you would love to see some academy players tomorrow, not Caribbean players. Pep Guardiola not giving much away in terms of his team selection. Asked if there was any youngsters starting tomorrow. He basically come back with maybe. That's it. That's all you're getting. Which then brings me on. We have got a huge squad. I'm going to come to Chris again on this. We've got a huge squad. Even with games like this, it's still not easy to throw any of the kids in.
No, of course it's not. I think we all want to see kids. That's just a natural sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But like Pep says, he's not going to throw or take any chances with the game. He wants to go as far as he can. So he's going to play what he will think his best team is available. I don't think he'll play, Diaz and the Stones. I think he'll give those boys a rest because they are playing pretty much every game at the minute in the league. So, but yeah, he'll just give the fringe players a go. I'm not surprised at all. He might give Taylor Howard-Bellis or Tommy Doyle a game. They're the only 2 I can possibly see who might start. I don't think they'll both start though.
Okay. Yeah, Michael Duff's their manager. Thank you, Charlie. I knew he was newly appointed anyway. Ross, do you think any youngsters will roll out, and anyone you'd probably like to see roll out?
No, I'm a little bit different. I think there's a few players who could do with the confidence. So like Raz, for instance, if he plays and scores 2-3 goals, I think that could do him the world of good. I think the only one for me really is Taylor Howard-Bellis, who potentially might get a nod. I can't even believe that he even mentioned Garcia in the press conference because he's so far from my squad with 9 subs. It's untrue. I know he's not fit anyway. But yeah, I think I would also like to see as well, not Rodri or Fernandinho. I don't think we need that type of player in this game. So I think it gives another opportunity, because we do have a lot of midfielders, to maybe play someone else. I don't think that'll happen, but that's just my view. I mean, I think if Foden plays, he'll have a field day, because without KDB, I think he'll really step up. I think he'll be a real focal point in the team, and potentially might get a chance to play in his best position. So that's pretty exciting for me. I know it's Cheltenham, but you still got to do it against everyone. And what Pep said in the press conference, the biggest thing I took out of that, which for all of us who love the FA Cup, is he's coming on record saying it's important.
Yeah.
So that's great to hear a modern day manager say that, when a lot of them say, we need to rotate and there's too many games. And I know Pep does say there's too many games, but then he also backs it up by playing strong squads. So I think that helps his argument. Probably doing that intentionally. Yeah, I can't see many playing. I think a few might come on as sub, like in the last game, if the game's over.
See, you say that. I mean, I'll go back to when we played. I had a look when we played Newport Counter, and everyone was very much the same. We're going to roll out with the kids and everything else. I'll just run you down the team we went out with against Newport Counter. This will actually surprise you. Trust me, it will. It surprised me. Edison, Danilo, John Stones, Otamendi, Zinchenko. Midfield, David Silva, Fernandinho, Phil Foden. Front three, Leroy Sané, David Jesus, Riyad Mahrez.
That backs up my point, doesn't it? I said that only.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. I think anyone who's expecting kids tomorrow is going to get a big shock, because it isn't Pep. Doesn't it? Alan?
Well, I think you're right. I think he'll play, like I said, the French players. The only ones that two will stand a chance will probably be Hal Bellis and Tommy Doyle.
Yep.
I think they're the only two that will stand a chance. And I personally think that they'll be on the bench. And if we're winning 2 or 3-0, he'll bring them on. I think that's what will happen. I just can't see it, mate. I just don't. I think Pep wants to win every single trophy, and when you're playing a team from a lower league, on their place, they're going to give 190%. They're going to give everything they've got, but I just don't think it's the right thing. I would like to see Foden play in the middle, but I can't see it. We're now with KDB out for 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, whatever it may be. I'd like to see him get some games there, but I do think that someone like Bernardo will be playing in that position, to be honest with you.
Carl?
I agree with the lads. I think the only two I have on my sheet would be Doyle and THB. I think Garcia will play. I think Pep that's what he will do. I think he'll play with Laporte, and Zini will be in midfield with Fernandinho. The front three will be Torres, Jesus, and Mahrez.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's going to do. I would love to see McAtee. I would just love to see that kid play. I mean, Chris, we've watched him in the EDS, and that kid is gifted. I tell you, his control of goodness.
He is the most cultured player in the EDS.
Oh, beautiful to watch. Kid is just. I watch it because of him and Delap, of course, but he's just such a good player. But he probably won't play because Zini will play in midfield.
He's only just turned 18. He's just a kid.
Yeah.
I think PSG and Cheltenham have been in good form. They've not, mate. They've won 1 game since the 5th of December, mate.
I mean, wouldn't it be good to have, if we're up 2 or 3-0, if we're up, to have McAtee come on, Delap come on, Gomez come on to play right back, just to get those kids out and give them a run. Don't we have 5 subs we can make in the FA Cup?
Yeah.
5, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you Cheltenham's last few results. They beat Exeter 5-3. Then they got beat at home by Portsmouth 3-0. Drew with Salford. Got beat by Bolton. Got hammered by Barrow 3-0. Drew with Stevenage. Drew with Colchester. They beat Mansfield in the FA Cup. That's the only win they've had for about 8 games now. Bolton they drew, and Newport County they drew. So Cheltenham are not actually in a great vein of form at the moment. I remember their manager saying that earlier in the week. Well, listen, anything can happen. Is anyone... Well, Ross.
I was going to say, Martin, like, whether they're in good form, top of the league, not lost all season, we should be beating Cheltenham.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. If we don't, Ross, that's a massive problem.
You see, here's my thinking. I would love to see some of these kids go out tomorrow, some of the EDS squad. The reason why I can probably see some of them on the bench, but I think it'll be to get some first team, not just first team match experience, match day experience, travelling there, staying around the boys, being around the camp, listening to a pep team talk properly. Because that's why sometimes I think sometimes that's why you might see a kid or two on the bench, not because they have any intention going into the team. The intention is listen to Pep in the dressing room, listen to what he says on a match day, watch what he does. So when they eventually are ready, or if they do get ready, they're ready to walk in. Go on, Cal.
Monty, I mean, here's my thought about this. This EDS squad is probably the best we've had in a couple of years, frankly. Like, I've been watching them play probably 3 or 4 years since the Foden generation. I mean, if we can't get them on for Cheltenham away, they're never going to play in any game this year.
But we've said that, Cal. They're not going to.
Really. So we just have to try some of them, let them play.
The
best way to reward them is to get them to play in this game. Because if not, we're going to play against Swansea away if we win, or the Premier League, Champions League, or the final against Spurs.
Someone have the washing machine now.
Not me.
No, I think it's Alan.
Alan did something then with his hand and it went off, so I know he's him.
He turned his mic off.
That's what it was. It's the way he just went back to now.
Yeah, it's his shellac nail machine. That's why you don't see his hands doing his nails while he's on.
Come back, take care, mate. I know it's late. Thank you very much. Great point, Martin. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because Charlie Everett sounds like a chainsaw. No, trust me, Chris will tell you when he's warming it up. There's not a lot of Man U fans in yet. It's quite funny. A lot of the Liverpool fans are very quiet at the moment.
Yeah, aren't they?
Very quiet. Not seen them for a couple of weeks.
Ashley Barnes.
It's run. But yeah, I think you just made a point. You're saying, when are they ever going to? We've said this debate on the channel loads. You got to think the first team squad we've got. Are you going to put a kid in ahead of someone like a Torres, a Bernardo, someone who doesn't generally, Mahrez, who generally doesn't get first team football week? You're not going to, because if you stick a kid in ahead of them, what are they going to do Monday morning? Knock. Excuse me, I want a word with you. That's what they're doing. That becomes the problem. You want a squad of superstars, you're going to have to turn around. I'm afraid, if it was done in the real world, you'd be calling social services because you're going to have to neglect the kids a little bit. That's what is generally going to have to happen now, unfortunately. Yes, I was throwing a pun in there. Chris kind of smiled, then he just didn't find it very funny. He's dying a laugh.
Say nothing.
But yeah, I think that's where we're at with it. I think you've got to be very, very special to get into this team. And looking at that, and I've only seen the EDS 3 times this season, and one of them was on that watch along for the cup final. I can only see possibly Taylor Harwood-Bellis and maybe McAtee. I did say Cole Palmer, but then I'm thinking, well, where's he going in place of?
Yeah,
Cole Palmer has a chance as well, Martin.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you know me, Chris. What I've said about Cole Palmer, I love the kid. I think he's great. I thought he had a great debut, in the Carabao Cup against Burnley. But only 1 or 2 roll out. I don't think we'll ever get what Liverpool, Klopp have done, Wolves have done, and roll out a full 11 of youngsters. That will never happen under Pep Guardiola. I would love to see it.
What about Tommy Doyle?
Yeah, he would make it.
Will you dropping out?
Rodri.
All right, you got Fernandinho.
Well, Fernandinho's going to retire in 12 months.
Talking about tomorrow's game, Alan. What are you banging on about?
Well, give Tommy Doyle a go. I really rate him.
But again, are you dropping? Fernandinho won't get a lot.
That's where I
anyway.
Well, mate, you drop you rest Rodri or stick him on the bench, play Tommy Doyle, and Fernandinho's ready for the West Brom game.
He's going to play Rodri for the West Brom game. You know that.
Go on, Ross.
Just saying, I think that's what I was saying at the start. I don't think it'll happen, but I think it is a game where you could get away without playing Ferner or Rodri. So if not just Tom, but probably for me it wouldn't be Tommy Doyle. I just don't think we would need a holder. And I might be wrong, but I just think you could play with 4 across them with the quality we've got. Like I personally would love us to play 4-4-2. Pep would never do that, but in this game against them, I'd love to see that. But yeah, I think this is the game. Whether it's Tommy Doyle or another one of the midfielders in the squad, to your point, Martin, who just need game time, and I know probably a contentious subject, but I think it's a good chance to keep Fernandinho fresh for other bigger games.
Agreed.
Because I think Fernandinho, getting to the pointy end of the season, will play a lot more.
We'll play the big games. I can't tell you that now.
Well, now that Kevin's out for a while, he's going to have to play Fernandinho, in my opinion. Because remember the Arsenal game, the League Cup quarterfinal? Arsenal 4-1 away. No Kevin, no Gundo. Fernandinho, Bernardo, Foden. Ripped them up.
Yeah, but Arsenal were in poor form as well then.
Still Arsenal, though.
Still Arsenal away. Yeah.
Still away.
I know it's still Arsenal, but they haven't won in about 150 games.
Let's not. I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm careful about denigrating another team, such as Arsenal at home. People do that, but we won't rip them up without.
I know what you're saying, but it's like Man United. My people were scared of going to Old Trafford, weren't they? And then for the last 5 years, they've not been scared anymore of going to Old Trafford. They've lost that aura about them. They've lost that fear factor a bit, and I think at the time Arsenal were a bit like that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any fear going to Arsenal anymore. Maybe that's me. I just don't have any fear going there anymore. Not against that lot. I think maybe it's a different manager, maybe.
But to Russ's point about Fernandinho, who captains the side if Fernand doesn't play then? Because you have an inexperienced midfield with the kids. You have Laporte and Garcia, not exactly leaders. You have Mendy, who's not a leader, really. THB, Ferran, Jesus, Mahrez.
Yeah.
No. So who captains us?
I'm going to put this point up because Chris made this point earlier.
Well, it's Sterling's
spot on.
That's true, Ross. Yeah.
So Ronnie Beebe says, and this is what you said earlier, wasn't it, Chris, right at the start? EDS playing Blackburn on Monday. Pep's going to prefer them to play 90 minutes in that than a 5-minute run out against Cheltenham tomorrow.
Yeah.
Blackburn, City are in second, Martin, and Blackburn in third, and they're both on the same points and 1 point behind Chelsea at top. So it's quite a big game for the EDS on Monday.
Wouldn't rule out this. Either Laporte or Gundo might be the captain.
The only one, Martin. Is sorry.
Go on.
Sorry, mate. I was just going to say the only one who might on that train of thought who might get time then is Delap, because he's suspended in it for the EDS.
Yeah.
Didn't he get sent? He got sent off, didn't
he? Yeah. After scoring a hat trick, right?
What we're going to do is we're going to run through our 11.
Yeah. I'd love to see him up front with Jesus.
Oh.
Your dream, Ross.
Oh, no, I am. I know.
You love a dream. Chris, your goalkeeper.
Zach Steffen.
Ross.
I think it might be Edison.
Interesting. Alan.
Zach Steffen.
Carl.
Carson. No, Steffen, of course.
don't think Carson's. Is he still with us? Or is he
Yeah.
still up in that mess about with Derby at the minute?
No, he's still.
Stefan, probably Stefan. But I'd like to see Carson, see what he can do.
Well, they've been trying to buy him on an 18-month deal, but Derby have said no, haven't they?
Yeah.
If you want to see what Carson can do, Carl, get a couple of VHS videos.
I love it. Yeah, Zach Stefan. Right, your back line, Chris.
Okay, I've gone for Cancelo right back. I've Laporte with Garcia and Mendy at left back.
Say that again. So you've got Mendy left back, Garcia, Laporte, and who was the right back?
Cancelo.
You're copying Git. You copied my old back line there, Ross.
We go Cancelo right back, Mendy left back, Laporte, and I'm going Taylor Harwood-Bellis, even though deep down I don't think he'll start, but there's no way I can bring myself to say who Chris said.
I know that, but I think it's happening, Ross. What Pep thinks, not what we think at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I'm just he's gone for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Alan,
no.
your back line.
Shouldn't be playing, shouldn't be anywhere near our squad.
I agree. I think it's going to be our reserve fullbacks, Mendy, and our second reserve, Cancelo. And I think it's going to be Judas and Laporte.
Turn that mic off.
Alan. Carl.
Mendy, Laporte, Garcia, and I think Taylor Harwood-Bellis are right back. I think we may see that. So I remember a game that I think Harwood-Bellis came on, and he played on the right. Either him or Garcia played on the right for a while. I think Cancelo needs to rest. We're not sure about Walker for Wednesday or Tuesday.
No, I get you. I think it'll be Mendy, Laporte, Garcia, Cancelo.
I think Walker will be back by Wednesday, won't he?
Yeah, that's what Pep said in his press conference. He said it's only a knock. He'll be back.
Okay.
I think Cancelo then.
Then Cancelo.
Cancelo starts. Harwood-Bellis starts on the bench. Listen, I don't want Garcia myself, but we have to face facts. Pep likes Garcia, and he doesn't care that he wants to leave. He thinks he's ultimate professional. He wants him to play. So that's where we're at with it. And we're just going to have to bite our tongues, and nothing we can do. There's no point in us calling him Snake and Judas and everything else like I've done. Even I've done it. Doesn't help. Not going to change it. He's still going to be there. Are we not going to score if he jumps up a towering header and plants it in the top corner tomorrow?
Unlikely.
I've called him Judas, but I think I've come to the conclusion is he's going to play him no matter what because Pep likes him. Midfield, Chris.
Dino, and I think he'll start with Bernardo and Phil in the middle.
Ooh. So you're not resting, Phil?
I think he'll start with a strong side, and if he can, he will take players off at half-time or on 60 minutes, mate. Phil doesn't need rest, mate.
Good point. Ross, your Matt line.
Exactly the same. Ferner, Bernardo, and Phil.
Alan,
if I was playing a 4 across the middle instead of because we all just go for 3, I'd have Zinchenko in that middle 4 as well.
I don't think he'll play Mendy and Zinchenko. Alan, Alan, your mic.
So
It's crackling again.
It's okay.
I've not touched it, mate. I've not touched it. Can you hear me or not?
Yeah, it's feedback from it.
Right.
It's
Come back
just
to
mute
me.
yourself when you're not talking.
He's okay. He's okay. He's good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Zinni doing the holding role, and I'm gonna go with Bernardo and Foden.
Do you think he's going to play 2 left backs that he needs for the rest of the
Zinni's
season?
not a left back.
Not a left back.
Zinni's not a left back. He's a midfield player by nature.
I know that, but Zinchenko, when during the Premier League, will play left back. You think he's going to play Zinchenko and Mendy in the same game? Both, if say something happens to them both, with no left back then for the rest of the season. Not going to do that.
Okay. Well, I just think that's my. You asked for my thoughts. I've just given you them.
No, that's fine. But what I'm trying to say is what everyone's forgetting is
That's a good point, though.
Zinchenko and Mendy are the 2 left backs. You play them both tomorrow. A, one of them's not getting a rest, and B, one of them gets injured. You're screwed.
True.
We've already got enough issues at left back. Don't want any more, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
If he does that, then it's Ferner, isn't it? If he doesn't play Zinni, he's going to play Ferner.
I'd argue that Cancelo.
Eh?
Yeah. Cancelo's played better at left back than all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle, your middle.
Yeah. That's a Martin. That's a good point you raised. So wasn't Bernabe on the bench the last Premier League game? Bernabe, he was, right?
Yeah.
He may play Bernabe as the left midfield, Fernandinho holding, and Tommy Doe on the right side. Because there was a reason why Bernabe was on the bench during the last game. Who knows? But that's what I would do. Because you're right, Martin. Zinchenko and Mendy are the left backs, and if they play at the same time, then none is rested. And if they play Cancelo, then the 3 left backs are not rested. It could be a problem.
Sorry, Addy's been drinking. Oh, we got a 6-member.
Hi.
That your daughter? Is that your?
See, Charlie wants a blue.
Charlie.
Yeah,
Hi.
Charlie wants a blue, always a blue. Just brought me a coffee.
Oh. Oh, bless.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I think it's Bernabe, Fernandinho, and maybe Doyle.
Hello, Mini Ross. Bless. I wasn't having a go at Alan. I was making a point to Alan that I didn't think people had forgotten.
You're right. I think you're right. You raised a really good point.
It's a good point. I'm just thinking what he can do.
Oh, yeah, I'll get your point.
Well, I would like to see him rest both our holding players and then be fresh for the West Brom game. That's what I'd like to see him do.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to double pivot against West Brom at the Hawthorns, is there?
Well, that is, you know what I'm saying? A rest is good for them. I personally, I think Tommy Doyle and people like and Zed can do the job against Cheltenham, for God's sake.
Should be able to. You're right, Alan. You're right.
Yeah,
don't forget,
they could be able to. They won't, though.
Don't forget, Martin, the last team we didn't beat was West Brom at our place.
Yeah.
I'll go man if I'm doing a watch along on Tuesday with a double pivot, I'll not be happy, man. There we are. You'll get angry, Martin, on the watch along. No, I get what you're saying, Alan. I'd love Tommy Doyle, but as I just said,
I'd love to see Tommy Doyle play for 90 minutes. I really would.
Oh no, I would. But as I showed you with the Newport game, even in Newport County away, he won't go. He doesn't go with kids. It's something Pep does not do.
I know. But one of the kids that I really rate, the 2 kids that I really rate, I think we've got an opportunity that long term for City is Tommy Doyle and Howard Bellis.
But
Yeah, go on, Carl. I think, Carl, you've been watching the EDS as well as I have. I haven't been overly impressed with Tommy Doyle's performances of late, to be honest with you.
I think Cole Palmer has been probably better than Doyle has, and McAtee has been better.
I think there's a little bit of sentiment with Tommy Doyle because of his lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a bad player, though. Not saying he's a bad player. He's a good player. But
So Ross, Charlie, and spit image of you.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. Great. Poor kid. I agree, Chris, because I'm a little bit worried about Doyle. I'm not sure if he's going to make that. I know he's young, but I'm not sure he's going to make that next jump. Looking at his last performances.
Yeah, the McAtee kid is just.
And I think we all know is. I mean, how difficult it is to be in.
Right, what we're going to do now then, we're going to move on to the forwards. So, Chris, we'll start with you, the forward front three for Cheltenham.
I will be playing a young Torres on the left, give Gabby some game time through the middle, and Eeyore on the right. The Mahrez, mate, he always cuts back inside.
Yeah, you're awful, you. Go on, Ross.
I'm going to play Torres. Sterling and Mahrez.
Okay. Charlie Everett's gone Jesus, Torres and Foden.
Yeah.
And for the reason...
We'll come on to that. Go on.
Sorry, Martin. For the reason I've picked those three is my comment about confidence. Yeah. I actually think for our running, it's more important that Sterling is firing than Jesus.
Right. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think whether I'd play Jesus. I don't know. Come to Alan while I'm in a car while I'm still having a think over this, because my front three's changed 3 times while these two have started.
Yeah.
Go on, Alan. Go on, Alan.
I'm going to go. I'll be honest with you. I'll probably pick the same as Ross. Exactly. With Torres playing up front. And I've played Mahrez and Sterling to start with. Because let's face it, Mahrez and Sterling will swap over roles, won't they? Let's be honest. And not just that, they'll all swap. They'll all interchange regularly throughout the game. All 3 of them. So I think they'll go for that, to be honest with you. I think you'll rest Jesus. Because with Aguero, who's never, ever fit enough to be on the pitch at the moment, he's got to make sure Jesus is fit for the Premier League. Simple. He's got to make sure he's fit. We have to have to play in the middle. Even though I think Jesus is better on the left-hand side, which I think he is. That's where he played for Brazil. I'll be honest with you. I just think because Sergio's it can never be seen, and I've lost complete confidence that he's going to play up front for City again on a regular basis.
Well, we'll come on to that later on within the show.
Yeah.
But Carl, give me your front three.
Yeah, I think Ross and Alan make a good point about Sterling. I just think that Jesus needs that confidence because, what's the point in resting him if he can't score a goal? He hasn't scored a goal. Looks like a chicken with his head cut off.
We need him, mate. We need him at the moment for Premier League games. We do need him. So
it's a tough one. Varane will start. Mahrez will definitely start. Between Jesus and Sterling, that's the question. I would play Jesus to give him confidence, take him off after a while, and put Sterling on. Yeah.
Okay, my front three. Riyad Mahrez is going to start without fail. Ferran Torres And I do think he'll play Phil Foden on the left.
Oh, Phil has to rest. Phil has to rest.
I know, but I think he'll play him.
Good.
Because I don't, that's what I think will happen tomorrow. But we'll see. We will see. But
I want to just one point about Foden. I watched the game probably 3 times, the Villa game about 3 times. I mean, Fodelinho, this kid is just something else, man. I mean, I look at him and I think of Xavi with his ball control. It's just every single run he made, he took on the Villa back line, both the right back and the center back, or whoever was dropping into cover. It's just phenomenal to watch him on the ball, the movement, the dynamism, the pace.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just brilliant, mate. It's just, you know, I would pay money just to watch him alone.
Carl, don't you think that his passing, his final ball passing needs to work on it, because his choices sometimes are poor.
That's why he's not playing number 8, right? But he's playing number 11. That's why he's not playing number 8, because in that number 8 position, like David Silva, you have to have the pass in the tempo, the pausa. On the left, he's just quick, dynamic, attacks the fullbacks, doesn't cut back in to his right foot. It's just brilliant, man. Yeah.
Alan, to be fair, now he did a hell of a lot more than Raheem Sterling did in that game.
Yeah,
and
mate,
you know,
I
can't level that kind of criticism at Phil Foden when he's trying things. And yes, maybe his final contribution didn't quite work in that game, but he was doing more, getting past his man, and the experienced guy on the other side wasn't able to do it. So, you know, for me, Phil Foden was the best player on the pitch by a country mile.
Oh, I agree with what you're saying. I just think that's an area where he could improve.
And he will.
You know, I did more in the Imperial than Raheem Sterling did on Wednesday night. Let's be honest with you.
Ross is foaming at the mouth right now. He's foaming. I can see it. Go on, Ross. Go on. The floor is yours. I know you're dying to say something.
Well, there's a couple of comments about the Villa game, but they'll come up in one of the other topics. So I'm gonna want to hold my fire there. Let's not bring Sterling into it when we're saying someone else has not played very well. He's the first one we go to. So that's my first comment. But I'm going to make a big comment here, and I'll probably get absolutely creamed for this. But my favourite City player of all time is Paul Lake, just growing up. And I was excited to watch him as a kid. And Foden gives me that excitement to another level. Foden actually reminds me of when Gascoigne used to play against City.
Big call.
I think he could be, and I know a lot of players have this tag, but the way that players are now bouncing off him for his side, his ball control, I think if he's managed right and he plays the right games with the right players, honestly, I think I'm so excited to see Foden play for England on the international stage. Honestly, I just think, unbelievable. Hopefully, he doesn't start eating Mars bars on the pitch like he did at Main Road. But Foden I'm not saying he's going to be as good, but he just gives you that excitement. Like Carl said, you want to pay to see footballers like that, and he plays for us.
Yep.
And right back to the start of the season, and first coming on the channel, when I was saying Foden's got to be in the team, I'm the other way. I don't think Foden needs resting. I think he needs games. He loves to play football. He's a kid on the street.
Ross, let's do a comparison. So Foden played against Chelsea. Mason Mount was in the team. And these are the players that he's compared with, right? Mason Mount. Absolutely bullied Mason Mount. Mason Mount was nowhere to be found in that game against Chelsea. Foden ran the game. Played against Villa. Jack Grealish was on that team, right? Nowhere to be found. Bullied him, right? With the ball. There's no question. This kid at 20, 21, is a gem. His ball control, on and off the ball control is unbelievable.
Yeah. Carl, it's a good sign for England when you've got 3 players like that to pick from, isn't it? To be honest.
Yeah.
And Carl, great point you've just made there, because I think when Foden starts against teams like that, and this is where Pep could be very clever, it's a personal duel for him, because the 2 players you've just mentioned although I'd love to actually see Foden and Grealish play for England, he's against them because Southgate's got no idea, right? He's stealing a living. So you just want them, and I think he stepped his game up to say, I'm playing in this match. I'm going to be man of the match. No one's going to mention Grealish, and again, we'll go on to that later on. We know what Grealish did, but
that's man management, Ross. That's man management, Pep.
Yeah.
I said to Andy earlier on text, I said 2 months ago, Phil Foden would have definitely played against Cheltenham, definitely played against them. But he's taken his chance so well that he could be rested quite easily for the bigger games that are to come. And that's how much his profile has shifted now. He's pretty much a first teamer now. Fair play to him.
Addy's definitely been drinking.
He's brilliant.
He's proper on the sauce, this lad. Right, okay. Predictions. We've spent nearly an hour on this, and we've got loads to get through tonight, otherwise it's gonna end up a 4-hour show. Score predictions, Chris, quickly.
4-0.
Ross.
5-0.
Alan.
3-0.
Carl.
Yep, 3-0.
4-0. And done and dusted. Game out. But we'll find out tomorrow at 5:30 on Saturday, where City travel to Wadden Road to play Cheltenham and get changed in the club bar.
Where's that?
City will end up getting changed in the club bar, believe it or not. But they have made it look quite nice for City. They've stuck a little medical bed in the middle of the room, so it looks kind of professional. I'm ignoring the clown in the corner. He's after attention. Right, let's move on to, unfortunately, as we heard, KDB is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. And the prognosis on that is it looks like he's going to miss up to 10 games within the Premier League, which is a hell of a lot when you actually think about it. I will tell you right now what Pep has said. His press comments came out yesterday. It might only be 2 or 3 weeks. It's turned into double that, unfortunately. Saying he's got a hamstring injury, which he did limp out from midweek against Aston Villa. And he did say he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. He's going to miss games, including Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, and the first leg against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Pep did say, I'm not saying anything that anyone doesn't know, but it is unfortunate for him and for us, and we have to find a solution because everyone in their own life is struggling in the situation. He also talked about Kyle Walker, who's took a knock to the hip, but that is only an impact injury, so he should be due back for Tuesday. And as we know, Aguero has tested positive for COVID, so he will be out doing his 10-day isolation. But as we know, if he has no symptoms fully at the moment, but then he's fine and then gets more symptoms, he's then going to have to restart his isolation all over again. So we don't know how long he's going to be out. How long's a piece of string with Sergio Aguero? But we'll talk about that in part 3. Chris, KDB injury. For me, it's come at the worst time. We're about to hit the biggest month of the season coming up. All the big boys. And we're about to lose our best player out of the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, any team in the world, every team in the world misses their best player, don't they? It's just the way it is. And in my opinion, Kevin is the best player in the world. There's nothing short. It is bad news. And you couple that we're without Sergio, who's our goal machine. We are considerably weaker than we would be with a full squad. So yeah, it's a bad news, and I don't think we can just disregard the significance of potentially, I suppose, losing him for 10 games. But then we got the players who are adaptable to fit into his role. I think Bernardo will have a lot more game time. I just think it's a huge thing for the club, really. If it is as long as 10 games, I wouldn't be surprised if he was back on in 3. I really hope so. Pep seems to err on the worst case scenario when it's an injury.
Ross.
Great comments from Chris. And, I want to just take a step back and talk about the actual injury. So in that game, we had 2 players injured by the darling of the media at the moment because he wears his socks low and he's got a good haircut. All about haircuts. But he's a good player. I'm not saying for 1 minute Grealish is not a good player, but he threw Walker to the ground. Any other player did that, it would have been a booking. And then the tackle on KDB, he's protected. He's a protected player, and it always happens when you get players coming through. I just think there was nothing said about that. It just totally went under the radar. He's got to hold some responsibility. That said, and whilst I agree with everything Chris said, and then I think he went on to talking about players who are adaptable. Again, I'm just super excited to see Foden in the middle. I think this is the opportunity now. I think he's earned his chance playing out of position, and all those comments we've said tonight about how well he's playing, he's out of position as well. He's now an opportunity to play another player who I think we've always spoke about, who could potentially play a number 10 role and give him a shot. And maybe the game on Saturday would be a trial, is Mahrez.
Yeah.
Now, before everyone gets on the comments and says you're comparing KDB to Mahrez, I'm not. What I'm saying is maybe play him as a number 10.
Right.
There's no way Riyad Mahrez can fill Kevin's boots. Not a chance.
Yeah, but Chris, what was the one thing we've been saying all year? Well, Mahrez's best position is Kevin's.
Yeah.
Where he plays left off.
I don't think you look at Kevin De Bruyne, he's all over the pitch, mate.
But so was Mahrez left off.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Oh, no. He just won player of the year for now, because he did now.
Martin, as you know, I don't live too far away from Leicester. Mahrez did not run all over the pitch. Kevin De Bruyne does. If you don't believe me, mate, go back and watch their season on video.
I have. I think Chris had a 3-minute clip of it. He looks amazing.
Mahrez is not the man to fill Kevin's boots. Phil Foden, Bernardo, yes. Maybe even Cancelo could fit in there, and even pushing Rodri further up with Fernandinho played in that as a back bit. But Mahrez is not. I'm going to say it. He's a shithouse. He cannot play that role.
Chris, you can't. There's no way. I'm sorry, mate. And so, first of all, caveating what I said again, because it's gone the wrong way straight away. I'm not saying he can fill his boots. When you've got a squad of players, you have to adapt and play a different system. Yeah. And he might have to play a number 10. There is no way. I'm not sure what all this things around Cancelo. He came on in midfield the other night, just gave the ball away. Like, Cancelo has got one position. It's a wing back.
Yeah.
There's no way Cancelo can be a number 10. So throwing him in there, Foden and Mahrez. Cancelo
could be a 10.
Foden and Mahrez are number. We've all said that's their best position. So we've got 2 players now who've got the opportunity. Are they going to play like KDB? No, definitely not.
Yeah.
But is that slot need filling? Yeah. In fact, we've got Bernardo as well, haven't we? Who could play it. In fact, Gundogan could probably play it as well. We've probably got 4 players who could play number 10. Are we going to miss KDB? Yes. Are those 4 players good enough to get in the top 4 teams in England? Probably yes.
Yeah.
So, guys, positive. We should be okay.
No, man, just careful opinion. The one thing I will say on that Cancelo thing, I have noticed it. He's made 3 or 4 decent passes in 20 minutes in midfield, and all of a sudden he's the answer to roll in for everything now. Come on. Can we just put a little bit of perspective on it? This is what I get in City fans this year. We get giddy over 5 minutes.
But who said that, man? Who's getting giddy about Cancelo?
No
a lot of people in the comments. I would say
loads of people.
Is he not?
No.
Have a read of it.
Everybody has their opinion, Martin.
Have a read of it. I'm fine. You can have the opinion, but Carl, I've had underwear on longer than Cancelo played in midfield.
I don't disagree with you,
Tell
Martin.
me
But
that he's an amazing in midfield.
Look at what Cancelo's done this season, Martin. He's played a lot coming into midfield in a deeper role.
he has. To be fair,
Right?
he has. Yeah.
That's a lot of it. He spent a lot of his game time in the deep lying midfield.
Stick Edison up front. He's a great striker of the ball.
But I do want to piggyback on what Ross said.
Idiot.
I'm not. We're putting square pegs in round holes again.
I mean, Cancelo has played midfield, and he did play well when he did it. Not Kevin's level, but he did play well. To Ross's point, to build up on Ross's point, I'm quite excited about this non-City KDB because KDB is great. I call him Mr. Hollywood, but the reality is KDB's passes, he may make out of 5 passes, he may get 2 out of 5 on point, but those 2 are fantastic. But the 3 gives the ball away. What we lose with Kevin is that Hollywood pass. What we gain without him is more control, more deliberate passing with Bernardo, with Fernandinho. We're more controlled, and we create. When KDB went off against Villa, what happened? The game changed. Bernardo came alive, and we basically bossed the game. So there are pluses and minuses to having KDB versus not having KDB. I'm excited to see what happens with the team against Arsenal away. Bossed the game without KDB and Gundogan. So let's see, 2018-2019 season, what happened? No KDB, 98 points.
We had David Silva, though.
Yeah, we had David Silva.
Good point. We did. Yeah. We had David.
We had Leroy Sané.
Well, Leroy was patchy, but now we have Foden, we have Diaz, Stones, and Laporte.
So the thing is, we are relying on our defence a lot more this season, or have been able to rely on our defence a lot more this season.
Yeah. Chris, what excites me, Chris, and Alan and Ross is, I mean, since Diaz has started with Stones after the Leicester game, we've conceded only 8 goals. 8 goals in 17 matches. 8. It's just incredible. And we played all the top 5 or top 6.
It is amazing turnaround. No two ways about it.
So. Yeah.
Ronnie's comment about Cancelo is right. So I agree. Has Cancelo been in a midfield position in games? Yes. But that's not where he's lining up in the team. That's part of the tactic to move when there's players there. And KDB's been in the team in the test.
Yeah, but he's shown that he can play in midfield.
But and I know another probably controversial comment. I'd have Walker over Cancelo every day of the week.
Defensive wise, I wouldn't doubt you, mate. But actually, as an attacking option, Walker's pretty useless at crossing the ball, whereas Cancelo is very, very good.
Yeah,
totally fine for me. I want me 4 at the back to defend and not concede goals, which is what we're doing.
But Pep doesn't, Ross.
It's all opinions. I think that's what it is. We're all opinions. We all want to see our players. We all want to see. My only issue on it, and I'm going to come to Alan on this because he's been very patient. Bless his little cotton socks up there in the corner.
With his shitty mic.
I get your point, Chris. I agree. Mahrez is not KDB. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he is as good as KDB. Not in the month of Sundays. Not a chance. What I'm saying is, me and Andy have said it, and I think others now. I'm not misquoting Andy on this because he has said this. When we bought Mahrez, we always said on this channel that Mahrez was a bit of a silly signing because his best position was taken by KDB. Now, his position for 10 games is available. It's now Mahrez's job to turn to Pep and go, that's my place, that's my position, give me the 10 games. Give me. Let me prove to you. Let me do what I did at Leicester right now. And if he can't do it, fair play. Then it's fair play to him. But my point is, we're never going to know unless it's his natural position and we're not going to slot him in.
Martin, Leicester did not play anything like what City played. A style of football completely different, mate. Leicester are counter-attacking football.
Position. This is his opportunity he's never had since he's been at City. We've got to try at least 2 or 3 games of him there and see what happens. I know you don't want him. I get that.
No, well, why do you need to try for 2? You got Bernardo, you got Phil Foden. You could push Gundogan further forward if you needed to.
Because
Why
it's
do you need to
Mahrez's
play?
natural position? It's not Gundogan's.
We'll see.
Stop putting square pegs in round bloody holes. Let's put a round peg in a round long for a change.
Gundogan was quite a good player when he was at Dortmund playing in that position, mate.
I know. I'm just saying, let's put a round peg in a round hole. We're never going to know about Mahrez until we give him his chance to put him in his natural position.
How many seasons, Martin?
What?
How many seasons has Mahrez been at Manchester City? And you still don't know about him. It's unbelievable, mate.
I know about him, but is he a right winger? Is he a right winger? Does he play right winger for Algeria? No.
I don't know what he is, mate. I tell you what he has. He's got no fight in him, mate.
Oh, I get you've got a Mahrez agenda. You always say, I get that.
It's not good enough.
But to be fair,
It's not good enough for our team, mate.
Technically gifted, but lacks the fighting spirit.
No balls, man.
Put him in his natural position, and he might have that fighting spirit. Is my point.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm going for a piss.
He's not having Mahrez. He's not having it. Alan,
I'll tell you what, though, there's a lot of players. There's a lot of players. This whole fight and getting stuck in and all this, you're not really allowed to anymore, anyway.
True.
And Pep's actually come out this season and said City's players are running less, and they're holding their positions.
Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, can I make this point to Leonard? Martin, why are you insisting? Chris is right. Not insisting, mate. It's called an opinion. Nobody's right on this channel. This is what some people need to learn. But nobody's right. It's an opinion. So let's stop saying people are right, because it's an opinion. Thank you very much. I'm going to go. I'm just saying we need to stop this. Somebody's right, they're wrong. Nobody's right and wrong. It's an opinion. Everyone, everyone sees a game differently. That's the fun of these shows. We all see the game differently. Go on, Alan. I know you've been so patient.
I'm quite frustrated with KDB, to be honest with you. Before the Villa, I'll go back to before the Villa game. It was common knowledge he was carrying an injury before he started. Okay, well, to me, is when I saw him come out against Villa, I thought, what's he doing on the pitch? If he's carrying an injury, he needs to be rested with the squad that we've got, because we need him. He's our best player in midfield. He's our best player as far as our talisman is concerned at the moment. And they play him or don't put him on the bench or whatever it may be against Villa. And he gets injured. And now he's out between 6 and 10 games. I'm praying he's back for the Champions League, which I think he probably will be, to be honest, against Gladbach, because that's towards the end of that 10-game period. But we're now in a situation where we're going to have to adapt, and we're going to have to play people to fill his boots, which, let's be honest, no one can fill his boots. But we've got people like Bernardo, we've got Foden, we have got Mahrez, and we have got other people that could fill in, and that's all they'll be doing, fill in. The nearest one you're going to have, and to everyone else, he needs to prove he can play in central midfield, is Phil, right? But he's got to prove and put in consistent performances in the central midfield area. We know Bernardo can step up in there and do a good job, and I think he'll start with Bernardo in that position. To be honest with you, I think that's a given, and he'll play with Gundogan, and Phil will have to play on the left hand side or the right hand side. But Phil can play in there on occasion. But when he does, he's got to prove it to everybody that he can stay. He can stay in the team. The difference between last year and this year, we have David Silva playing most weeks, especially the last 10 games. He can come in there, and David Silva is one of our best ever players. So we know we didn't have any fears when Kevin wasn't playing. But now there's a challenge for these players to step up. Bernardo, I will be my first choice in there, to be honest with you. And I also think that Phil will be my second choice. But Phil, if he does play in that position, and there will be games when he will play there, he has to step up and stop giving the ball away and produce. So It's opportunity for other players now. But I'm quite frustrated with Kevin Bryan why he was playing against Villa, because he was carrying an injury before that game started. So I'm quite frustrated, to be honest with you, about it. I was quite annoyed when I found out this morning, when I woke up this morning and I saw it on my phone. That was 10 games. But I don't think it will be 10 games. I think it'll be probably 6 games. So that's my view. So we're not arguing about Mahrez being able to play there or not. There's 3 options.
I was arguing.
No, you were. You and Chris were at each other's throat. So
doesn't like Mahrez, that's fact.
Well, listen. Like I say, it's opinions. But what I'm saying is, there's 3 players that could play in that position. All right, and every one of them are going to get an opportunity to play in that position during this period. Every single one of them. And let's just hope and pray that they do the job for us, because we need to win these games. We can't afford to have a dip in form and start losing games. Not this season. We need to win the league first and foremost.
Yeah. I don't think the only consolation I have is that we have Stones and Diaz at the back. So at least we're secure in that sense.
But we've got a massive problem, Carl. We have sick note, Sergio, our goal scorer, hasn't played all season. He's played 71 minutes since March.
All right. We'll come to that. That's part 4. Let's not.
That's the biggest problem that we've got, right? If we've got KDB and Sergio out, it's a problem.
Yep.
Right, I've said my piece.
That's true, though. That is very true, Alan. He's our best player.
Having a little love in here. The hate Mahrez brigade are on tonight, you see. That's what it is.
Listen, I don't mind Mahrez, but if he plays in that position, he's got to perform.
Correct.
He's got to perform. And if he doesn't, he'll get slagged off.
Correct.
But if he does,
he gets slagged off. If he breathes, he gets slagged off, Alan.
Yeah, no, but he doesn't get slagged off by me. What I'm saying to you is...
I'll tell you, I agree.
He needs to perform.
I think the thing with Phil and Bernardo is that those 2 will work as hard as Kevin does, if not harder. Not harder. No way Mahrez will.
Anyway, let's leave it there, because we're not going to agree on it. Because I've said this to you privately, Chris, and you know this. I was at the Etihad 3 games in a Mahrez's game, etc., and people slagging him off after 3 games.
Martin.
He's never been given a chance at this football.
Martin.
I never will. And we get that.
Martin, Mahrez is third choice in that position. Mahrez is third choice in that position behind Bernardo and Foden. Let's be honest.
Well, don't spend 60 million on him then and buy him.
He's there. Whether you like it or not, Pep likes him.
Yeah.
I'm defending him.
I know you are, but at the end of the day, Pep likes him, and that's who picks a side, and that's who matters. What Pep says goes, and I'm right behind that.
Yep, just perform. That's good.
Go on, Carl.
No, just perform. Just all we want. If Mahrez steps up and he plays well, good. We'll celebrate him. If he doesn't, just slag him off. It is what it is.
Wayne here. We don't hate Mahrez. He's just crap. Sell him in the summer.
Let's think about what happened to John Stones, right? I mean, we slagged him off last year. Some of us slagged him off last year. I didn't. But he's come good. And now we celebrate him. So Mahrez can do the same. We'll lift him up.
Exactly the same. Same with Angelino. Fans were on his back in Australia, in Asia, within 5 minutes of being on a pitch. It's the way it is. The way it is now. Right. KDB, let's go around the room. Chris, could it affect our chances for the title, KDB? Is it something we can get over, or is it going to really affect us? Go around the room on that.
That's impossible to answer, really.
No,
obviously,
your gut feeling.
It will affect us, him not being there.
Okay, Ross.
We lost Ross.
Yeah, I know. Right, I know. Ross has just had to go. He's going to try and come back in a bit. He just needs to go and do something. So our apologies. Alan?
Massively affect us, in my opinion.
Carl?
It's affect us, but I think we'll adapt. We did it before in 1819, but we can do it again. People have to step up. They paid hundreds of thousands to do that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah, true. Well, listen, the one thing we do all this year is KDB has a quick and safe recovery back from his injury, as we do all. And guys, me and Chris are allowed to debate. It's called debate. We're allowed to do it. You give me a big kiss later on, and we'll make up. And you'll love it. Don't you what? Don't you worry.
You're just a bit of a tool when it comes to Mahrez, mate. That's all.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm fishing, mate. I'm just fishing.
I know you're fishing.
Big kiss.
If you could see, big kiss. If you could see me and Chris on the phone debating Mahrez, tell you, we don't half get into it. Right, Sergio Aguero.
Sick note.
Listen, before we get going on this, and this is to everyone in the comments as well, this is only opinion. Sergio Aguero is a legend, the greatest ever striker Manchester City has ever had. This is all opinions in here. This is nobody's going to be saying, if anyone says here, Aguero has to leave, it's not because they hate Aguero, it's not because anything like that, it is just their opinions. And they will also stay their opinion. But that's all we're saying. So before anyone jumps, club legend, how dare you say the Lord's name in vain and get rid of him? It's not that. So let's just say it as is. Football. You go to the football with your mates, and trust me, you'll all come back with a different opinion of the game. Because we'll all see the game differently. That's the beauty of football, and that's why we love it. Chris, Sergio Aguero is out for a few more days because he's tested positive for COVID-19, unfortunately. Yeah. The rumours are, well, reports are it's come from his girlfriend. Apparently, was the family member. We don't know anything else. I'm not going to go into the semantics of it. But he's played less than probably 90 minutes all season, scored 1 goal. Not the Aguero we're waiting for. There was reports the other day that City were giving him until January to give him a new contract extension. That apparently is now been, it was to Christmas, now been extended till the end of January, and apparently it's now going to go into February. So they're trying desperately to give him the time to prove. I will just say off the bat, Sergio Aguero is on £275,000 a week. He's the 3rd highest player in the club. Just keep that in your mind right now. So here's my thing. Will we ever see, 2 questions here basically. Will we ever see the best of Aguero again? And would you keep him? And if so, on what levels?
Well, let's just take it, read it back in a bit, Martin, because, it is concerning that, the main man has not been seen for pretty much the whole of this season. He's been non-existent, It is the last year of his contract, and City have got a huge decision to make at the end of the day. Sergio's on a big wage, and if you are to forget about absolutely everything he's ever done for this club, value for money this season is pretty poor. And I'm just saying that in a business sense. Yep. Do you know what I mean?
Well, look at it from a business point of view there as well.
But my heart says something completely different. And an overriding factor is we need a striker, whether that's now or in the summer. Our striking options are extremely limited. And with Sergio and Gabby's injuries and availability for this selection this season, we're relying on others to get the goals. But, which isn't really a problem in a Pep team. But we miss a hell of a lot of chances also. And having a genuine goal scorer would alleviate a lot of the problems. The talk is that he's going to be offered reduced wages, isn't it? That's what I'm heard.
That's the rumours that if he does get offered a new deal, he's going to have to drastically come down on his $275,000 a week. So Andy Mills saying big wages are relevant. They're not. Man City are not going to pay over $250,000 a week for some guy who plays 4 games a season. They ain't going to do it.
If FFP wasn't a consideration, I don't think it would matter, but it is a consideration. That's the truth. And but as I said, at the end of the day, I want him to stay, mate. It might be sentimental reasons for that, but for me, when he's fit, he's still the best striker in the Premier League.
Yeah,
and that's exactly how I feel about Fernandinho, in the fact that when he's on form and when he plays, he's the best CDM in the league. It's a really tough call, mate. It is. I think we messed up in the summer, Martin. I really do. We needed a striker. We should have gone and got.
Now I heard apparently they weren't after the striker, and João Felix was the guy they wanted. But
I would look at João Felix.
Apparently, Atletico Madrid's opening gamble was 130 million quid. So
you can't blame him.
Bye bye.
Can't blame him.
Because that's where the 300 million come in. It was within that 300 million was a budget for the striker. But what City never do? Pardon?
Did Atletico pay 108 for João Felix?
This is what I mean.
So they got to want money.
They paid 108 for João Felix. So you're going up from there. He's young enough to get a profit.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 130 was the opening gambit. And then you've got all the bonuses. You were probably hitting 150. So City just went, ta-da, thanks very much. We're done with that. Pep said it himself. They tried for a striker in the summer, but they walked away after 5 minutes. And I've been told it was João Felix, the guy they went for. It was bye-bye. It was
as well.
What?
I think he'd fit in beautifully.
He would.
He's a sort of Pep striker in that front three.
Oh, yeah. Gifted.
I'd like to see him. I mean, the only problem is that say we did in the summer went and got João Felix, for example, or Haaland, and Aguero was to say, do you know what? I will reduce my wages. I will accept reduced game time. Will Gabby accept that? That he now then becomes third in the pecking order. But I think we need 3 strikers. Look at United; they got 4 strikers.
I agree with you, Chris.
And that's why United are in the title challenge, because they've got people who can stick the ball in there.
Well, that's part 5. Don't jump into part 5.
No, but okay. Not to talk about. But what I'm saying is, we could have gone and got a Suarez or a Cavani, who and we never.
Yeah.
We never went and did it.
Can I just bring up Ronnie Beavis? But imagine what Rangers could command. I agree, mate. I agree. And the problem is, it does hurt when you're competing with America and China, where they can just offer silly amounts of wages, and because they've got these rules that they can get round and everything else. We're not. We're stuck under FFP, and City will not. And the other thing is, you're going to have to buy a Sergio Aguero replacement as well in the summer. They're not going to go and keep giving him 275 grand a week for a bench warmer. They won't do it.
No.
Go on, Carl.
Oh, Martin, a couple of things. So, Sergio's 32, correct? Cavani's 33.
He'll be 33 soon.
Right. So reduce the wages, keep him on for another year, buy Felix or Haaland, bring him in, have 3 strikers who compete. Sergio comes off the bench when we need to come off, like Cavani does. Nothing wrong with that. If we need to fund it, sell Mahrez.
I think the only thing that, Carl, is whether Kun can accept that he isn't first choice, and whether he will accept reduced wages. Because if it's true that PSG are willing to come in for him, they'll pay him what he's getting now, if not more.
Yeah, the only thing I would take in the mounds there, how much a mess there.
Yeah,
not that Messi pays for himself, because he doesn't, but Messi does come with a shitload of sponsorship behind him, and whereas unfortunately Aguero doesn't come with that.
Correct.
So that's the other side of that. Messi does pay for some of himself, not all of it. Aguero doesn't. So that's the problem behind that. So you can't. It's a bit hard to compare the two, because Messi comes with a load of baggage behind him and bags of money. So
I mean, if Aguero won't take a wage cut, when we have to make a choice, what's the best for the club?
Don't forget though, he did say he did want to go back home at some point.
Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with having 3 strikers. And look at the Rags, right? They have Cavani. Cavani's 33, and he's coming on. But
Carla said this the other night. Our 3 strikers is not really 3 strikers. We don't have strikers. We have forwards. So you've got Torres, Mahrez, Sterling, Bernardo, who you can all throw in as the strikers at some point.
No, what I mean is if you keep...
You end up with 8 strikers.
No, keep Aguero, right? Keep Aguero. Jesus can be a second half striker if you want, and get a proper striker.
Get a proper striker who want to play football every week. You're not going to be...
Then he plays.
Who's playing third fiddle?
Then he plays. Then sell Mahrez or sell Jesus. If you want a proper number 9 centre forward who can bang game 30 to 40 goals a season, who's young and doesn't get injured, you can't rely on Aguero, period.
No, I agree. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being... Alan, I'm going to ask you this before I bring it to point. Is it because we've got COVID and we can't see we're not at the games and we've lost company, we've lost David Silva without saying goodbye to David? We're possibly going to be a situation where we could end up not saying goodbye to Aguero. We're possibly going to a situation where we're not going to say goodbye to Fernandinho. And the thing is here, these players could be going out with a whimper instead of a big bang. Is that affecting people's judgments on getting him to sign a 1-year deal so then he gets the send-off that he wants at the end, rather than we're using a bit of logical football thing here of, is it best for the team? Are we thinking of fans saying goodbye here? Possibly. Just an idea.
Well, yeah, you're right. But I want the club to make a difficult decision here and make that decision. That will come down to Pep, Derriaro and Khaldoon. Okay? These 3 guys have got to make a decision what is best for Manchester City Football Club and the team. Okay? Bottom line, number 1. Now, if that hurts people's feelings because of sentimental reasons, i.e. the fans, so be it. But Pep gets paid a lot of money to make difficult decisions, okay? And sometimes unpopular ones, all right? And my personal opinion, I love Kun. You know, he's a massive hero of mine and always will be. That moment in the 93-20 will live till I die. Simple as that, right? And we can't afford to ever forget that. But there comes to a point where the club has to make a decision what is right for the club. Not what's right for the fans, what's right for the club. All right? It will hurt me, it will hurt everyone on the panel, it probably will hurt every single fan of Manchester City if Serge goes at the end of the season. And I'm going to throw it out there now. I think it should, if we sign another striker, Serge has to go. He's getting to a point now where he's had a lot of injuries, just like Vinny did, right? We need someone that's going to score 20 goals a season to win leagues and win trophies. I hate to say it, that is the reality of where the club is now. Expectations are that we compete to win titles. If we're not competing, those players will not be there. Horrible as it might sound and ruthless, that is what's got to happen. But when it comes down to it, I personally, hand on heart, it's killing me to admit this, but I think Sergio now is on his last few months at City.
Who's banging on about Pats and Daka? You're not funny. You're not funny at all.
Right.
Can I just ask you a question?
I know what you're saying, Chris.
I just want to ask you a question. If Kun comes back in March, right, and stays fit to the end of the season and scores the winner in the Carabao Cup final, the FA Cup final, the Champions League final, and scores a bangs in a hat-trick in the last game of the season that wins us the trophy, are you willing to let him go?
If it's the right fit for the club, yes.
He's the best striker in the league.
Mate, he's played 71 minutes since last March.
Listen, I know that. And from a business side of it, I can see and I know as well.
We're fans. To us, money doesn't matter. But to the club, it does.
Yeah, I absolutely. But my thing is if he comes in and scores those goals that win us the trophy, you want the Champions League more than Sheikh Mansour does, right?
I want the Champions League because I want to shut everyone up. That's bottom line, right? And it would be immense if we won it. But what I'm saying to you is this, right? Hang on, Carl. What I'm saying to you is that the club now has to sit back and make the decision what's best for the club. If we get an offer to buy Haaland or João Felix, all right, is it best to keep Kun? He's going to have to take half his wages and play 10, 15 games next season. Then it's down to Kun to make that decision, not us, what he wants to do. But in the summer, we have to buy a striker who's going to be there for at least 8 years. Fact. This year's proven to us that we can't sit there and have Kun till he's 98 playing up front.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. It's going to hurt everybody. And I'll be honest with you, it's got to a point now where we've got to make a decision for the club.
Sorry, I'm jumping in there. When I said that about Fernandinho, I've been slated.
Okay, well, Chris.
Mate, Fernandinho plays most weeks, though, mate.
Correct. Chris, to answer your question, think about 18-19 season. Vinny Company, injured for the first half of the season. Couldn't get a game, always injured. Comes in January, plays 14 games in a row. We win 1-0, 2-0, win the title against Liverpool. End of the season, what does he do? He leaves with all the respect and all the grace.
Yes, of course, but do remember as well, Carl, that he was offered the Anderlecht job. He was giving him a great job. It's probably a dream job for Vinny. Yeah. And he's a bit older than what Sergio is now. And I'm not saying that if Sergio went at the end of this season, it isn't the right thing to do. I'm not saying that at all. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is I still believe, and this is exactly the same with Fernandinho, that when they're playing, they're still elite level players and the best in their positions in the Premier League.
Well, Sergio's not playing, mate.
Oh, sorry. Got to break this to you. I don't know how much you want to take this as fact. Evening, Ross. Welcome. I thought you'd come back at the Sergio debate, mate. He was listening to it. Don Hutchinson tonight on SuperSport has announced that City and Kane is done.
Mate, if we got Harry Kane,
leave it all you want to do.
If he's done, where are we getting now? Why don't we get him now?
Don Hutchinson is claiming that Kane to City in the summer, he's done.
I don't believe it.
He said he's been told by a reliable source that the deal is done.
Who's Don Hutchinson? Who is he?
He's an ESPN media guy. I don't believe it.
Piss off. Seriously.
And he's gone live on Twitter with that and all over the TV.
I don't care, mate. So what?
Would he do? I know you're saying so what, Alan? But would he do that? I'm not saying it is done. I'm just saying that's what. Bloody hell, that's all. Don't shoot the bloody messenger. Do I look like John? I know you've got a load of them and you talk a load of them and all sunshine. Welcome back. Go on.
Well, guys, there was actually two reasons I had to quickly leave the chat there. One was that Charlie's VHS Belly and Summerby video had run out, so I had to put a new one on. So he's watching the 6-1 now, so that's all good. The second one was that Don Hutchinson rang me. and he said, "Are you okay for me to go live on Twitter with Gary?" That to be honest, guys, I think we can go back to the chats. I would prefer him to Haaland if that is done, and that's actually the third time I've heard that.
Sorry, that's the best comment of the night.
Well, if it was done and Tottenham know about it, they wouldn't play him.
Because Alex, you know, business doesn't work like that. Business doesn't work like that. If it's done, it'll be done with Kane and his agent, and they've agreed a fee with Spurs. He's going. They're not going to let him go in January. Maybe that's why Spurs have bid for Danny Ings.
I agree with Kurt. Reality is the choices it down to the board. Exactly, Kurt. Like Chris said, it doesn't matter what we all say. We can have a great debate, but this is why I said at the start, this is not personal. What we view as fans, the club are looking at.
Martin, I'll tell you what. If that's true, if it's true that it's done, I've seen it.
Martin's not talking out of his rear.
No, you're right. I see it right now. If that's true, that it's done. That's a
Can you take your rear end off the camera then, mate?
I'll tell you, if it's true, I'll be getting a Kane shirt, walking around to Leo's apartment and sitting with the Kane on the back, because he has a picture of Kane in a frame on his desk at work.
Guys,
and this is
all I'm saying is,
loves him.
you go. Listen, we don't know whether it's true. I'm just telling you.
I doubt it, though. I doubt it.
There's no way Levy would let Kane go to City. Money talks, mate.
Money talks.
He would let. That man would let anyone go anywhere as long as you did that. And let's just put it clear on the channel. Harry Kane is an Arsenal fan.
Only just Fabrizio Romano. See, now he's tier 1, Chris.
Clickbait merchant.
I don't believe it. I mean, think about this. I mean, Jose Mourinho would have a fit. He would have a fit.
Andy Milnes, you stop bringing up a reserve striker in Austria, mate. I want a striker who's half decent, not from some back end.
Aguero and Kane up front. Oh my God. Oh my God.
We just said Ross Aguero's going.
Oh no, he's not. Oh.
He's not asking. If Aguero doesn't get back to his best, because the rumours are, if City are going to offer him any kind of a deal, he's got to take a massive pay cut down from £275,000 a week. I mean, for a start, do you think it's right that he takes a pay cut? Obviously, for his age, the amount of games. Or do you think, screw it, not our money, getting paid, I love him, give him a 10-year deal, give Fernandinho a 25-year deal, and let's bring, everyone else back out retirement and have a go.
Come to think about it, it wouldn't surprise me if Kane actually came.
Carl's in Dreamworld up there. Carl's like Kane.
Harry Kane, Sergio Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne.
Phil Foden.
Listen, I'm just picturing Leo's face when it happens, because that'll be worth everything to me. To see his face will be brilliant.
One at a time. One at a time. Sorry to burst your bubble, Scotty Ross, but Scotty Moss says Pep won't play 2 strikers, Ross. And I'll just put something else on that. Instead of LOL, DWI, mate. Deal with it. Ain't happening.
What's not happening? Kane or 2 strikers?
2 strikers up front together. Ain't happening, mate.
I agree, Martin. Totally agree with you. I think Kane is a great backup striker for Aguero.
Chris giving us a show. Just like giving us a bit of Chicago.
Well, I don't think Pep would totally be against the idea of playing 2 up front if he had the right players.
Yeah, I doubt it though. I mean, I doubt it's true, but
God, look at Carl. He's literally like jumping on that seat there.
Oh my God.
Ross, don't get me excited. I don't know who's more excited, you are. Carl up at the top there. He's like,
no, I don't. Hey, Martin, to be fair, Alan went off screen when he got announced.
No, this could be true.
God, I'm out of here, son. No, he's gone to ring. He's gone to ring his source.
I'm on the source now.
He's already texting him. Alan, I won't say his name. Alan, can I say something? But I can't say his name.
Yeah.
Alan knows somebody at Manchester City.
And so does Ross.
Oh, hold on, Mark, but let's assume that
we're not going to name who that person is.
Let's assume no one knows anything. How old is Kane? How old is Kane? 27?
26, 27.
How long does he have left in his contract? Guess what?
He's probably signed up. I would think they've got him signed up so that something like this. I mean, guys, on that point, it's going to be 200 million, isn't it?
Neil, he does, mate. Neil, me and Chris have actually seen the text messages from him. He does know someone. So as much as we take the mick, We have seen the messages from that person on Alan's phone, haven't we?
And Ross knows him as well.
Yes, you have.
I haven't.
Says it at the top of his name.
Me and Alan are in the know. We're in the know.
Listen, I'm quite happy to be blissfully ignorant to it all. And you three, right? Me, Carl, I know a dead straight lace. I know that Carl, right? No, you're not. You're an idiot. Carl, right? It's something that I can talk to with sense. You three, I don't know why I come on. Honestly, I don't know why I come on with you three. You're three idiots.
Carl's zoned out for 10 minutes. Look at him. He's hot sweats. Right. Kane.
Hang on a minute. I've just had another call from Don Hutchinson. He's got mixed up. He means Kane the wrestler in the WWF.
No, he's the mayor now. He's the mayor of Glen
He'll never fill Kevin's boots.
Right, in all honesty, listen, I think it's a load of BS. I think Mr. Hutchinson's after some clickbaits. But yes or no, would you be happy with that if it is real?
Yeah.
Chris?
What?
Would you be happy with Kane, or do you fancy someone younger like Haaland, like me? That sounded so dodgy. Sorry, I'll rewind that. Or would you prefer Haaland, who's got a longer career at City? That sounded so wrong. That's going in the clip. Chris, note the time and date now.
I will.
Time and date, note it. That's going on the list. You'll see in a few weeks what we mean by that.
Would I be happy if Harry Kane became a City player? Is that what you're asking, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right, isn't he?
He's just all right. Yeah.
Alan?
I wouldn't say no.
Carl?
I'll take him, yeah.
Alan, have you had a text back yet?
No, I've sent the text.
Stay here on Man City Van TV. We might have news live here with you. You think we're kidding, don't you? He actually does. He'll probably ring you up now. Why are you telling everyone that you know me? Andy Milnes is spot on. At least Kane can take penalties. Right, let's move on to our final subject. We've all laughed and giggled. Martin still wants Haaland. End of. Neil Hamstott says, I'd be happy with Haaland or Latario. No, mate. Haaland. Latario doesn't score goals, mate. He used to score goals, doesn't anymore. Title challengers.
Yeah.
Is Ross frozen or is he just playing musical statues? Oh, yeah, go on then. Did you talk about Aguero?
No,
Well, go on then.
No, I didn't get asked if I wanted Kane.
Would you want Kane? Yes, you did. You said yeah.
So
Kurt's waiting for you, Sterling, man.
So Kane, can I just throw something into the Harry Kane? With Martin's obsession about age, he's just turned 27, so you've got minimum 5 years.
So what?
He's proven in the Premier League. Haaland's not. I'm just going to throw that out there. He's a great player, but Harry Kane is proven in the Premier League and the international level. Right now, you would have Kane over Haaland.
Yeah.
Hang on, stop. Is Haaland all right then? Is Haaland proven in the Champions League?
It's a cup competition, mate. It's different.
Depends what you mean by who he's played and who he's scored against.
Well, he's scored. He was the top goal scorer, quickest ever in Champions League history to get to double figures in the Champions League was Haaland. The other thing that you got just said there, Harry Kane. Is Haaland proven in the Premier League? You could throw back his Kane proven in the Bundesliga. We don't know because they've not even played in it.
Martin Jesus proven in the Champions League.
You don't
Jesus.
know.
Not a very good argument, Martin. I'll take your Champions League argument.
The German League, Tim Pot. The German League was Tim Pot. Bayern Munich won't kick all our asses every single year, would they?
Did I just say it was Tim Pot? Did I say it was Tim Pot?
So why have you
how many teams?
But to be
How
fair,
many
Martin,
teams battle? Come on.
to be fair, Martin, I mean, Jesus is proven in the Champions League. He is stats, but in the Premier League, you know, Kane is proven in the Premier League. And Kane would imagine Kane, Aguero, KDB, Sterling, and just think about that. All those passes and crosses that we always miss, chances we miss, Kane would kill him.
Oh no, I agree. Kane is very good. I'm saying to Ross but I would prefer Haaland. You get another 5 years out of him.
What if he broke his leg next week? What if he breaks his leg in his first game?
Well, Kane will break his leg when he's 5 years older.
Oh, exactly, Martin. All this, we're not going to get the time out of him. Like Aguero would have given him a deal, 1 year, because when he's fit, there's no one other than probably the two people we're talking about now that'd take over Aguero in world football.
Yeah.
So would have given him a 1 year deal? Yes.
You just said then it's the fitness aspect, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not going to be fit probably till March or getting fully flowing till March, because we all know with Aguero it does take him 5, 6, 7 games to get rolling fully. So you're looking at March. Go on, Chris.
Well, Matt, what would you do with Aguero?
I was getting out of this one. What would I do with Aguero? If ideally, I would keep him for the year on the condition he does lower his wages. I've told you I would sell Gabby. But I do think Aguero has to realise if he does stay, he's number 2 or he's number 3, and down he goes into the pecking order. That's the fact of life now.
Can't believe you're keeping a 32-year-old and getting rid of a 23-year-old.
Because one's a goal, one cat, and the other one can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo, mate. Big difference.
Why do you want all these old players, Martin?
Why do you want to keep...
Messi, Aguero, Bernardino, they're all staying. Get it there.
Hey, Ross, why do you want to keep someone who's got a goal scoring record like someone in League 2 in the bottom of the league?
That's actually not right, Martin.
Oh, you're going to tell me that? Who, like Pep did the other month, he's the best striker in world football. Well,
no, I'm not going to say. I'm just going to quote you on your. You said he's got a bad record.
Go on.
That's not right.
No, Ross, because he scores 3 goals every 10 games. Don't want that, mate. We don't want someone who bags a couple of goals every 10 or 15 games and then looks really good. That's why he looks good in his stats. Anyone's got stats.
Yeah, but there's not. You throw at me. You throw at me. Then
good.
Give me. You went League 2, which I'm not even going to bite on.
Well, it's been facetious.
You tell me, as someone who's not an out-and-out striker, give me a few names of someone who's scored more than 43 and 112, who's not an out-and-out striker. Because that's what Gabby's got.
Ross, let me say this again. Gabby Jesus scores 2 or 3 goals every 10 games. But when he scores his 2 or 3 goals, he scores them in one game. So then it looks better. When was the last time Jesus scored, Ross?
Was it Burnley?
Right.
Arsenal.
When was the last time he started a game properly?
Arsenal.
He started. Yeah, when was the last time any of our forwards scored?
No, but
Aguero's not scored for a year.
Listen, it's about opinions. And you want to
it's about. I don't agree that Jesus scores all his goals in. So how many hat tricks? How many hat tricks has he got then? How many hat tricks has he scored for City?
Don't know how many hat tricks, but I've been at games when he scores 2 goals. He scores a lot of braces. I know that.
He scores almost 1 in 2.
Ross,
he's a 1 in 3 striker, and he's not an out-and-out striker.
My rear end scores 1 in 2. Sorry,
he does. Hang on, he does. He does.
When I'm at the games, I'm not hearing Gabby Jesus' name being called every other game for putting a goal away, or I must be missing them.
He scored about 2 points every 2.7 games. He scored 43 goals in 112.
Okay,
That's Premier League. That's
Okay.
Premier League only. I'm not even counting his full record.
But hang on a minute. Mahrez scores against like Oxford in the League Cup, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's only the League Cup." Right, I'm going to bring up his goal scoring records now.
Oh, come on.
He scored 43 in 112, I think it is.
It's not bad.
I'm just Martin. My question was anyway. Back to it's like the Fernandinho. Name me 5 players who are not an out-and-out centre forward who've got a better record than Jesus right now. I'm still waiting for your Fernandinho, who's better than him in the Premier League. Not heard one name yet. So
Ross,
forget the age thing.
Ross, you
Good
can
enough.
Ross, I've got 2 eyes. I can see what I see, and he isn't a good player, a good striker, and that's my opinion. You can have whoever you want with your 43 and 110, 112 games. Absolutely fine. I don't think he's a very good striker. My opinion.
Martin, from someone who thinks Rodri is a good player and sending me pictures in the middle of the night saying he's the player of the week. Please.
Player of the week, Alan. So again,
mate. Your idea of a good player, please. Rodri.
Oh, so what you're saying is you know more about football than me then?
I'm not saying that.
No, that's what you just said. No, you want to give it. So you just said I don't know enough about football, and you probably have got a rise out of me now because you want to play the. No, you just said you know about football. I've probably been to more football games than you, but at dinner sunshine. But we can.
Listen, this is not about how many City games you go to. You have got a good knowledge of football, but I'm sorry, people like Rodri, he's a good player, but he's not a City player. End of. It's like Mahrez. Mahrez is a good player, but he's not a City player. We all agree on that. Rodri's similar to that statistic. He hasn't proved to me he can do a job in the way Pep plays. Right, for me, he's nowhere near as good as a 35-year-old Fernandinho, and he needs to be. Right? And as far as Gabby's concerned, Pep ain't selling him, no chance. I've got more chance of winning the lottery than Pep selling Gabby, and that's a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah, well, let's move on to title challenges.
Martin, just on your stat, I'm just looking now. I'd have a look at that. Gabby scores more than 1 goal in a game. I'd seriously have a look at that, mate.
Read it out.
Well, I can't go through it all, but looking at it, I'll just go from, and he started in 16-17. West Ham 1 goal, Swansea 2 goals, Middlesbrough 1 goal, Leicester 1 goal, West Brom 1 goal, Watford 1 goal, Bournemouth 1 goal.
And were they every game? And were they
Feyenoord 1 goal, Watford 1 goal, Stoke 2 goals, Napoli 1 goal, Arsenal 1 goal, Leicester 1 goal, Basel 1 goal, Everton 1 goal, Liverpool 1 goal, Spurs 1 goal, Swansea 1 goal, West Ham 1 goal, Southampton 1 goal, Huddersfield 1 goal, Oxford 1 goal, Shakhtar 3 goals, Everton 2 goals, Rotherham 1 goal, Burton Albion 4 goals.
Hang on, stop. Before we continue, have you heard the teams you're rolling out with here? Burton Albion, Rotherham, Swansea. When Mahrez, he's crap.
What? Hang on. Swansea were in the Premier League.
Everton 1 goal, Schalke 1 goal, Brighton 1 goal, Palace 1 goal, West Ham 1 goal, Everton 1 goal.
Champions Leagues.
Don't interrupt, Martin. Don't interrupt.
Real Madrid 1 goal. Not a bad side. Newcastle 1 goal. Real Madrid 1 goal. Liverpool 1 goal. Arsenal 1 goal. Pretty good.
Title challenge next.
Gold.
Title challenge. Title challenge next.
Yeah, let's move on to title challenge. Go on,
Charlie.
I think the game on Thursday Spurs versus Liverpool will tell us where Liverpool lie in the title challenge. That's going to be. I mean, United are in with a shout. We are in with a shout, but between Spurs and Tottenham, we'll find out more next Thursday when they play.
Chris,
Hello, mate.
go on, mate. Title challenge.
Title challenge. What, our rivals?
Both us and rivals.
Well, we're definitely in the title challenge. I'm pretty sure of that. I think United are in it. I don't think you can discount Liverpool either.
Yeah.
And also, you know, we'll see how Leicester get on now without Vardy, because Vardy's had an operation on the hernia, so he'll be out for a few games. So we'll see what Leicester do. I think Leicester and Tottenham are the two that you expect to fall away a bit. Tottenham are perennial bottlers, and Leicester, they fell away badly last season.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this, Martin, I do like Brendan Rodgers, mate. I think he is a good manager. He gets the best out of his players, mate.
Yeah. I think Everton play Leicester next game. The next game. There's some tough games coming up for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, go on. What else? So who do you think is the title challenger in your eyes, Chris? Who are our title challengers?
I think United are definitely I know United have had a lot of lucky decisions, a lot of dubious decisions going their way. If I'm sure they'd disagree, but I think they have. But Hassan Mahmoud's just joined us. Oh dear, it's just a chainsaw.
Thank you.
I think that they are building confidence, and they look like a team who will keep going and going. To me, Liverpool are still our main challengers, mate. They're on a bad run. No two ways about it. Yeah. But they will definitely come back without a shadow of a doubt. Come back.
Chris, question: just to piggyback on that point, you play them February 6th. Is it really important for us to have a gap between us and them come that day?
Between us and Liverpool?
Yeah. I.e., 4 points, 5 points, maybe 6 points ahead before that game.
Could have
change the dynamic.
I think United being in there changes the dynamic a little bit, Carl, because we don't want them to we don't want the game against United to become significant that we must win it. So going to Anfield has never been good for City. So I think that getting a result there, whether it's a draw or a win, it will be fairly positive. United at home is going to be a massive game.
Do you think that the next 3 games, United, Southampton, United, Arsenal, then Tottenham, Liverpool, are the games to really, really watch? As long as we keep winning the next 2 or 3 games, those are the games to really watch, right?
I think if we keep winning, Carl, we have seen since the start of the season, certainly the last 2 months, we seem to be a much different team how we were in the first 2 months. So I didn't think we were going to make a title challenge the way we're playing.
No, we weren't. I'd agree with that.
But we've turned a corner somewhere along the line, and any club that wins the league has to have a good defence, and our defence at the minute is stunning. Yeah. So I think we're really in there. I think we've got a great chance, but I do not discount either United or Liverpool. I think that Leicester and Spurs might fall away. I don't know if Everton can get in there. I won't mind Everton getting in there just to piss off the Liverpool fans, but
our Rags, are they proper title contenders? Or are you saying no?
United, mate, they're building confidence. They're winning games. The goal that Pogba got against Fulham tonight, those sort of things are big things. They weren't winning that game, and then he pulls out a bit of brilliance. Yeah, United got 4 strikers, 4 really good strikers.
Yeah. Chris, United have moments in games where they can win a game. They don't have a good coach, in my opinion.
No, exactly.
PE teacher, but they have strikers who can win a game when they have to. They haven't beaten the top 6 side all season.
I think you said last week, Carl, didn't you, that United are a squad of individuals, not
Correct.
A team.
Correct.
But they have got players within that team who win the games.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they will stay up there. And also, it's a strange old season. And, City will drop points again somewhere. United will. And, and I imagine Leicester and Liverpool and Spurs will. It's going to be a strange one. I just think at the minute, our defence is phenomenal. It's going to keep us in there.
Yeah.
Alan?
Martin, got to run, man. It's my son's birthday.
Yeah, you got to go. You got your son's birthday. Take care, mate.
All right, take care.
Carl, take care, mate.
Thank you. Bye, Ross. Bye, Alan.
Happy birthday, mate.
Right.
See
Thank
you
you.
a little more.
Bye, Chris.
Take care, mate.
Go on.
Alan, Michael.
Oh, just so while we're waiting for that, I'm just going to give Ross a little fact, which is my old point. Gabriel Jesus scored last season against West Ham in August. He didn't score in the Premier League until the end of October. I don't watch striker who goes 4 months in the league without scoring. So you can have your little Gabby one every 4 months. Ain't good for me, mate. Might be good for you. Ain't good for me. Cheers for that. Title challenges.
I was just responding to your fake quote that was Gabby scores 2, 3, 4 goals every time he scores, and he doesn't.
All right, my error then. I should have said he only scores 2 or 3 goals every 2 or 3 months. Is what I should have said.
43 and
Martin,
112.
that's dreadful, that is, Martin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dreadful.
No, I'm just
still waiting for your players. Who's better than Fernandinho? Who's better than Jesus?
You're not
still waiting.
In August against West Ham. Check it out, Chris. He doesn't score again in the league until the end of October.
No, but you can't do what you just did then to Ross.
What did I do?
Sort of, right, this is right back onto title challenges. You're the host, mate. Be gracious. Let Alan have a word.
Let Alan have a word with what? I was making my point.
Yeah, but you can't do that, Martin. Right. Can I say my piece now? Am I allowed to? Without getting interrupted, Chris, without actually not getting interrupted. Exactly. Right. We all got the email. Right.
If I could turn off Martin's microphone, I would, Alan. He doesn't want to play the same game that we all asked to play.
Right. The top 6, all the top 6 teams can still win the league. But as far as we're concerned, and that's all I'm interested in, is the next 10 games to me, without KDB, 6 to 10 games without KDB, will tell us whether we're challenging or not. And if we're still there at the end of it, I think going to Anfield, we need to be at least 5 points in front. Just in case we get dick there, like we always do. We need to be at least 5 points, if not more, in front. Okay? So I just think that the next 10 games are crucial to us, and we have to go on a run. If you're telling me which teams are capable of going on 10 wins straight, you'd probably say Liverpool, City are capable of going 10 games straight wins. I think that's a definite. I'm not United. I don't think we'll do 10 games straight wins. You're right. Well, they have got good players, but are they a team? Questionable. Okay, and the manager's not great. It's just a PE teacher, right? And that's that is a good one. The PE teacher. Tottenham are capable of going on decent runs because they've got Jose. But you look at the rest of them; they're very hit and miss the way they perform. I personally, Leicester. If we don't win it, I'd like to see Leicester win it. I just don't want the Rags winning it or the Scousers.
Do you think City will come top 4, Alan?
They might do now the way they play, but obviously at the start of the season, I wouldn't have said that.
No, it's been a massive turnaround, hasn't it?
If you'd have said to me after the first 10 games, I'd have said no chance because we didn't even look like a side, in my opinion. But it's been an incredible turnaround. And a lot of that's to do with Diaz, I'll be honest with you. A lot of that's to do with Diaz. I think he's galvanised them in a lot of ways. Yeah.
What would you give him as a signing so far out of 10?
10 out of 10, 12 out of 10.
It is a phenomenal signing in my book.
He's made all the difference to Manchester City this season, without any shadow of a doubt. If we hadn't got him, we'd be nowhere near.
He's an incredible player.
Yeah, and I think at the moment, if you're saying player of the season, if every City fan doesn't vote for him, there's something drastically wrong.
Ross,
are you two still talking to us now, or have you stopped?
Yeah, listening, mate. Listening to you because you get all upset.
Oh, right.
No,
Can I just say as well for a few people on the chat, me and Martin are fine. Like, we're just having a difference of debate about a player. You can't handle an opinion. Like,
Martin.
Someone's saying, Ross, leave Martin alone. He's a really good guy. Yeah, no. He likes Rodri. I like Jesus. That's the end of it.
the stats I was giving out on Jesus were not during lockdown. We didn't hit lockdown till March. That was last season I was giving those, mate.
It's all right, Martin. We've got 50-50 on supporting us. Title challenges, Chris. I mean, you've got to say anyone who mathematically is in with a shout has got a chance at the title. So, like Alan said, at the moment, that's the top 6. The interesting thing when I was looking at the table this morning, if Everton win their game in hands, but I'm not sure if any of them are against the teams above them, they go to 38 points. So you've got to say that Everton are in it. Personally, God, it's the worst. It's your worst ever title race, isn't it? Being against Liverpool and United. That is like, it couldn't get any worse than that. You wouldn't pick. You'd have a title race against anyone else, barring them team. The United, if I'm honest, the derby at Old Trafford, I think it could come back and haunt us.
Mm-hmm.
Because that year when we won the league, it was because of the derbies, you know. And I think it might be that way again. I think they've got a bit of a, apart from the cup this season, got a pretty good record against us. Anfield, for me, happily to be pleasantly surprised, but for me, I just always take it as no points. It's like a Eurovision. I call it the Eurovision Song Contest game because we just never. We just, well, I think in my lifetime, I think we might have won twice. Might only be once, but it's just the Eurovision. I just call it the Eurovision game because. So, are Liverpool still a title contender? Of course they are. Anyone who thinks they're gone, you know, they've gone through. I was saying to Alan actually the other day, it's very similar to our season last year, where we lost Laporte and it just wasn't clicking, and you know we're getting, you know, conceding late goals, and they're going through the same. The interesting thing is, I think Klopp's cracking up.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually, Ross. But I would say last season we lost Laporte, but we still scored goals.
Yeah.
Now Liverpool have lost Virgil van Dijk, but they're struggling to score goals. It's their front line that they're struggling with, not the back line.
Yeah. I think. Do you think Salah's had his head turned?
Salah doesn't look. There's a few players at Liverpool at the minute who do not look like the players of the last couple of seasons. They just don't. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold looks average, and I think he's a cracking player, but he looks average. Salah, exactly the same. Mane doesn't look as good. Firmino against United was a disgrace. And you're right, Klopp is not handling the situation well, which is the nicest thing of all.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
where do you see Leicester?
Yeah, the Vardy thing, Chris, that you mentioned before, that's going to be a big. Although in the last few games, if he's not scored, has he? It's like Maddison started playing well. Yeah, I'm with Alan. God, if someone said to me now, City are not going to win the league, then I think we're all in it. Well, anyone barring them two.
Well, and Spurs as well.
Oh yeah, and them 3. Oh, and Everton, them 4.
I couldn't handle Leo doing that. Oh my God, it'd be unbearable.
Yeah, you can live with that.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure who said it the other week on the channel, but I think it is that our defense change. Like I think have we conceded 13 in the Premier League or something like that? Regardless, we've actually scored a good amount of goals, but we're getting through the games without scoring what we used to because our defense is so good.
I think in recent sort of 2 months, the defense is honestly better. You know, and that is not Manchester City for pretty much the whole of even in Mancini's era, we were not this good defensively. No. And I don't know if you agree with both me and Alan that it's all down to Ruben Diaz.
Well, I do, but actually, and Martin's ears will prick up here. There's 2 other players I think it's down to as well. I actually think Diaz is playing as well as he is because of Stones. I don't think it's just everyone's just saying, "Oh, Stones is great because of Diaz." I think he's not getting the credit he deserves. Diaz is great. But I think Diaz knows that Stones is a footballer. Like, he's good with his feet, Stones. Don't get the credit. And I'm going to say, Rodri. I think Rodri gives them 2 confidence because you look at the amount of times them 2 give the ball to him. And I do think, although I'd have Fernandinho in the team, I think Rodri's having a good season.
I'm waiting for Alan to have a go at you now, like he had a go at me.
I didn't have a go at you.
Okay. Right. Seeing as I don't know much about football, I'll give my opinion on the title. You know, and I'm the host, and I'm being told to shut up.
No, I didn't.
I'm reading what the comments were coming out with. Anyway, title challenges. I think there's about 6 teams in it. I think Man United are in it, and I don't think Man United are in it. The 2 troubles of Man United remind me very much of Leicester in that season when they won it. They're not the best team. They've not got the greatest squad, but they're like a bloody fly that won't piss off when you want it to. And they're just hovering around, and they're grinding out results when they're playing crap. That's the bit that worries me about them. They're grinding out results when they're playing bad. Fulham the other night, they did not deserve to win, but they won. Go on, Chris.
Carl made a good point there before he left, was that United haven't beaten a top six side this season.
No.
At some point, they're going to have to do that to win the league.
Well, the thing is, it depends, because if we go to Anfield and get beat, they're a point on us, because a draw might be better than I get. It depends what we and others do when we go to these top 6, doesn't it? Because United have the power to grind out draws at these top 6 teams.
Yeah. Do you think that United are good enough to win the league, Martin? Do you think the United
I don't think they're good enough. I think they could get the luck to do it, though.
Yeah.
That's what worries me. And sometimes to win a league, you need a touch of luck.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't think – I think Chelsea are out of it now. I think Chelsea have gone, which, proves Alan's part. I don't know enough about football. Is Chelsea – I had Chelsea as the title favourites. Yeah. Because I thought Chelsea would do what we did in that Centurion season when we went out and spent 250 million, and we had Mendy, and we had Walker, and we had Edison. And we just gelled. We just meshed. And we went on a massive run. And I thought Chelsea would do that. But what's happened is the inexperience of Lampard's management has cost them any shot of a title. I think Tottenham have got an outside chance. At the moment, not ruling Liverpool out. Carl said a great point. I want to be 5 or 6 points ahead of Liverpool when we go to Anfield. I don't want to be 2 or 3 points ahead of them. And then we get beat there, and it gives them the impetus to come back to us. We need a gap. Because remember, we were 10 points clear in January, 10 points behind, sorry, in December, January, and we came back. So it just proves, really, it just proves how damn difficult and how damn of a good a team we are to go back to back. That needs a damn lot more credit than it's ever got, because it just proves defending this title is harder than winning it the first time. Go on, Ross.
Yeah, it's like I agree with Martin and Chris's point about the top six, because normally in a normal season you've got to win against them teams you're challenging against. But it's a weird season, right? So that's my worry. Like Martin said, I think you could go on and win the league this year and get beat by the teams who finish second and third, because everyone's dropping points. And I think that's why City and United are actually in the position they are now, because they've got runs together and they've got consistency now. Whereas at the start of the season, no team had real consistency. I mean, look how many leaders there's been. So it's a really strange season. But these teams, there's a comment. These teams that like Tottenham, Liverpool, and United, for us, if we beat them, we will win the league, because I can see us going on a big run now. But there's a couple of teams who I think, and to give the Rags the credit, got a great away record, unbelievable away record.
Aren't they undefeated away?
For is it like a year and a half or something? It's mad. It's like, so, but we're on it. No one's really. They were all talking about their run the other night on over here on the telly, but our run's pretty impressive now. Is it 15 in all comps?
Yeah,
unbeaten.
15, and Alan, is it 8 or 9 clean sheets we've got?
9 clean sheets now.
Yeah,
9 on the bounce. There you go, then. 9 on the bounce.
So it's going to be interesting, guys, and I just hope we. I think this whole KDB is pivotal for us, but I think, as we said before, we've got the players. But I mean, what a great, if you take yourself out from being a City fan at the moment with everything going on, how good is it that we're talking that these 6 teams in England could win the league? I mean, I think that shows you the strength of the Premier League as well. Those teams below are getting better.
Alan, is out the teams we've mentioned, is anyone you don't think is a title challenger?
No, I think they can all win it. And I disagree with you with Chelsea, because the season's been a funny season where teams have got runs together. And I still think Chelsea have bought the best of everybody last summer with the players that they've got. And if they put it together, they can still come back. I'll be honest with you. It's all down to us. If we can keep winning and winning every single game, we'll win this league. But with COVID, with the amount of games you're playing, I don't think we can say that. It's very difficult to do it under this current situation. Really difficult.
Hey, we'd probably take a break now, wouldn't we, with COVID for KDB?
That'd be nice if you said that. I'll be punching the air. I'll tell you. They said, everything's locked down for a month. I'll be punching the air while KDB's off.
No, the thing I would say, no, I wouldn't, because there's one thing that they always say about when you win titles, you get a run going, don't you? And it breeds confidence. And the way our backline is at the minute, and the way we're playing, I don't want that momentum to break. The worst thing I think we could have right now is a break. I think society needs a break, everyone, including football. Yes, for other reasons. I honestly think for City, no, the worst thing in the world right now is to break, because the best thing for Liverpool right now is a break, because they can re-gel, recharge, and get everything back to normal again. Klopp gets them back on the training ground to go, right, where the hell are we going wrong? Pep doesn't need our boys on the training ground right now. We just go boom, and we're out.
My choice to put in, mate. But don't you see it with the City players at the minute? They seem to have the game faces on.
Yeah.
When Bernardo scored that goal against Villa, the determination in his face said it all. It was just like, I just think at the minute City have, as a club out together, proper together. And I don't know what that's down to. I would like to suggest that Diaz has something to do with that, but who knows for sure. But we look like we're a team that's playing for each other. Go on, Ross.
Do you think it's a great point, Chris? Because I've noticed that as well. I'm sort of thinking, and I hope this is true as well, not just Diaz, but maybe all the team knew about the problems that Stones was having, and him getting through those problems and playing so well is now a bit inspirational to the guys. I think you've also got players like Sterling, who, with everything going on in the world, I mean, some of the trolling he gets on his Insta is like his kids, his missus, it's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. I think there's like you say, there's a real togetherness. You can see it when I think there's a respect for players like Foden because he's a young lad and he's a City fan. I think, obviously everyone respects Pep. I see when the players come off the pitch, Pep's back with him again. That sort of disappeared for a little bit. He was going down the tunnel. I think he was frustrated. He's having a laugh and joke with the other managers. Saw him the other night. There seems to be, I'm with you. I think maybe they've just actually thought, you know what, guys, the world's not a great place at the moment. And we're footballers with a chance to give something back. And a few of us have beat a few personal demons. And let's be a team. And I think I'm like you. It's like, it is quite, to Martin's point, I'm loving the football and sort of changed my mind over the last few weeks. I think it's actually giving quite a lot back to people, especially when you watch City. There is I mean, that whole thing about 9 players hugged Foden and they broke every team's been doing that. But I quite liked Maddison's celebration because I think he was saying, we're getting tested 3 times a week. Like, sort of, we celebrate. It's hard not to celebrate a goal, but just I think there is a massive togetherness. And that's why I think KDB getting injured, they'll just all get around him. And it's a bit like, we'll keep winning for you till you're back.
Yeah. It's a bit like when David went off, didn't he, with his lad. Yeah. And that's a similar situation where it was, we're doing this for David. That's almost it felt like, I remember when next game when KDB scored the goal and gave the 2 and the 1 to the screen. There seems to be a real club unity at the minute, and it's lovely to see, mate. It's like when there's a block, isn't it? Someone puts a good block in, Diaz is there giving it that I-10s, and it's something that we haven't seen for a little while, I think. And I'm not saying it is all down to Diaz, but he certainly seems to be part of that. He really does remind me of, God, I don't know, it seems a bit premature to say this, but he just looks like a Vinny replacement.
Yeah. I call him Groot, Groot out the mat. I just imagine when he does a tackle, he just gets up and it's as if like everyone says like, oh, well done, Diaz, and he just goes, I am Groot. Just like, I am Diaz. I just picture him just saying that I am Diaz. Like,
guys, can I just say we've got 76 likes now, 24 more till we're 100 live on the air, and there's nearly 100 of you on. Come on, let's hit those likes, guys, and try and get us to 16k. Remember, our target is 17,000 by the end of the year. Trust me, Chris needs a new speedboat.
No, what about a speedboat? I don't want a speedboat. I just want more beer.
Lots more beer. And also, guys, you will want to stay around on this channel because we have got some big plans coming up. There was an idea talked about today that if it comes off, you will love. Trust me, we are trying our best to get this channel bigger and better for you guys. As I said, Chris needs that yacht in the head. He wants to be on it.
Look, I've only got that much left.
Hit those likes for I will offer you something for Christmas. You told me no.
I think Alan wanted to say something.
Go on, Alan. Sorry, mate.
It's all right. No worries. Diaz.
While you're talking, I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. Sorry. Not that you all needed to know that.
I will say this. Diaz, since he's come into the first team against Leeds, has changed the club completely in the way it's handled itself on the pitch. He's driven us from back foot to forward. He's made a huge difference to us. And he's the main person behind the change in fortunes and the change in performance. It is without doubt the best defence I've seen since Mike Durrell and Dave Watson and that term days, without any doubt. You know, when we had Vinny and Lescott, they were good under Mancini. They played the Italian defence type scenario, but they're not as strong as this now with Diaz and Stones, and he's still got Laporte on the side waiting to come in. You know, and you know who would have said Laporte would have been out of the team at the moment. You know, and it is a good state. But if you look at our defence now, I don't worry every time the opposition get it. I really don't worry.
No.
So,
do you see Laporte getting back into the?
It's not about getting back into the team. He's going to get games, right? Because of the amount of games we have to play. He's going to get loads and loads of games. But when he gets in, he's got to stamp his authority and take his chance to force other players out, which is a good situation to be in. Like you said it last week. I think it was on when you were on with Spencer and Simon Hill. You know, seeing me in the stand sulking and being really angry, that's what I want to see. Because if you see him joking and messing about and not worrying about it, I'll be pretty concerned, to be honest with you. I want him to be at home, kicking the cushions and getting angry because he wants to play in the first team. And that's a great attitude to have. So, you know, he's probably frustrated as hell. And when he does get the chance, he's going to play tomorrow. I know it's only against Cheltenham, but he's still going to play tomorrow. He has to have a stormer. He has to start performing. And then when he does start performing, Pep's going to go, well, you can't drop someone who performs. So he stays in. And, you know, and because that's where Pep's going to manage it right. Because if he does play well, let's say against West Brom, he puts him in against West Brom, and he does have a stormer and he plays really well, you can't drop someone who plays well. You can't.
No, I totally agree.
Does he remind you of Otamendi a little bit, Alan?
Who?
Diaz.
Mate, Otamendi. Please, don't even go there. Don't even go there. Oh,
to be fair, though, Ross. To be fair to Ross, there, Alan. You know, we've seen a lot of that sliding challenges from Diaz.
Oh, please don't come, mate. He doesn't slide tackle. He blocks.
Oh,
Otamendi used to go flying into people. He used to go flying into people on the halfway line or even further, and then get caught out of position.
Martin, we're just all in agreement. Just interested to see if you are that. And Alan disagrees with us here, but we all think that Diaz reminds us a lot of Otamendi at his prime.
Oh yeah, Otamendi were better, mate. Yeah. What an amazing player!
Hang on. Don't you come to me with that. Otamendi is an accident waiting to happen. The Benfica fans are all sat at home demanding his selling.
Martin, give a shout out to the Cyprus citizens over there. Thanks for watching, lads. There
you go. Just done it. At the end of the day, guys, I'm going to wrap it up now because we've been on 2.5 hours, my God. It's been a long one.
At the end, yeah.
Are we not? Why? What else is there?
So I reckon that we should do this as well. Would it be a mistake for City not to get a striker in this January transfer window?
There you go.
We'll go to Rob.
Well, I've made my view very clear on this in the past, and I think that was my only concern from the Wednesday game. I was getting worried that we weren't going to do it because there was a lot of balls going in the box and we just not got a striker. And for me, I don't think it'll happen, but I would try and get a striker.
8 away from 100.
Alan?
7.
I think we should get a loanee striker to cover us.
You do know Pep said no, don't you?
I said a loanee. I didn't say sign someone for 5 years.
Although Pep has said,
eh?
although Pep has said no to a striker of mine, the question is it a mistake not to go and get a striker?
I think a loanee just for cover is the right thing to do. Sergio, there's a problem there, mate. There's a problem.
But there's no one to get.
Yes, there is.
There's not really, though, is there?
Well,
no.
there is something to think of. He can have his own changing rooms, and we can just let him out caged.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Eh?
You see, Danny Ings is potentially going to Spurs. It's interesting,
Yeah, how
isn't
much
it?
is that, though?
I don't know. I'm just saying mine. It's it. You know, when you look at their strike force, I mean, maybe because obviously Don's told us earlier on, but
Don's told us he's cage replacing.
But to be fair, guys, I think we missed out again on one. I probably would have took a gamble on a loan deal. What's he called? He went to AC Milan this week. He didn't have a club. He used to play for Juventus. He went for free. But there's not that many around, is there?
No, that's the problem. And the other thing is, it's convincing someone to come in and be first team for a couple of months and then go bye-bye again, isn't it? And
that's where you get a loan, Italy. At the end of the day, it's helping the person coming on loan and hoping next summer.
They're not easy. We've seen with Derby County. Derby County don't want to sell us buddy Scott Carson, who's been on loan for 15,000 years, and we can't get a deal done. They're not.
Mandzukic, that's it.
Mandzukic is gone. That was it. That's the problem, Alan. To do loan deals when Man City come knocking on the door becomes a bloody issue. Never mind anyone else. Chris, you can think of.
Well, play Delap then. It's all right saying that.
I'll tell you about Delap.
Yeah, but when he came in, he did the job. We can't argue with that. He did.
Yeah, but Alan, when has Pep ever played an out-and-out striker? Really, go through his career.
I know, I understand, but we've all agreed we need something to cover us till the end of the season.
But why? We're scoring again.
Well, would you be happy to play against Liverpool, against Tottenham, against Man United, against Chelsea without any striker?
Yeah, we played Chelsea with no striker and won 3-1.
Yeah. you know, it's interesting when we talk about players.
I'm asking you. It's all right. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Overtalking. You've overtalked Ross 4 times.
Sorry.
So it's interesting when we talk about, like, should we keep Aguero? Should we keep, Fernandinho? I tell you who would have scored loads of goals for us this year. Zeko.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going back to the past. I'm just saying the amount of times we cross the ball, and you know what? Maybe a cheeky loan bid for him for the rest of the season.
So Tom's dad agrees with you.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah. Your brother agrees with you.
It's too nitty gritty now. I think we had the chance to play him when we weren't playing that well, and now we got to go with experience. We're in a title battle. I was a big fan to play Delap, but I think the opportunity to play him has gone. 5 likes away.
I agree with Ronnie. We have him. It's called Torres.
Nah, not a forward.
No.
Do you not think? I think he's looked bloody dangerous every time he's played there.
Good player. He's not got that. Forwards have an instinct, don't they? We saw it the other night. We saw the ball go through Gundogan's legs, and if you're like, I'll tell you what, if you're an Harry Kane, he would have scored 3 the other night.
Yeah, I agree.
Good night, mate. Have we done it? 103 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that. Absolutely amazing. Chris, is there anyone you can just think of? Is it a mistake in your eyes? And is there anyone you can think of to bring in?
Well, it's a pity Carl's not here, and I've just checked Carl's feed and I can't find it. He was mentioning
that Atalanta player.
An Atalanta player who's available, and Carl believes would do a good job for us if he was, if we went to get him. But I'm of the opinion. I don't know about if this is true or not, but I think to bring in a foreign player, we'd have to lose a foreign player. So I don't know how easy it is to actually get a striker.
Apparently, we've got one spot free. There's one spot free.
Well, then, yeah, if we can, then get a striker in, no matter where from.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Just cover.
10 minutes.
It doesn't matter. As well, Alan, it doesn't matter if he plays or not. It doesn't matter if he gets upset when he plays.
We need cover, mate. We need cover.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going to Anfield and we lose Gabby and we lose Sergio and we haven't got anyone to play?
It's our biggest weakness.
You're a vision game anyway.
You know what I'm saying, though, don't you?
Play three strikers.
Eric Garcia wants to pay €2 million out of his own pocket to go and sign for Barcelona.
Who says that?
Don Hutchinson.
Yeah. It's all the Barcelona stuff that would.
Hey, how about this? Because he does. I'm going to email Don. Get him on the channel. He can be our transfer specialist.
Great, wasn't it?
Well, I'm waiting to see whether we had a text message.
The Don.
Have we had a text message reply yet, Alan?
Yeah, we have a load of emojis laughing, crying at the same time.
Emojos? What are they, Alan?
These
What are emojos? Are they a sweet?
emojis.
I'm telling
Right,
you.
so now, because I've been writing down all the funny names Alan gives for players, right? Yeah. And now I've got a team name, Emojo FC.
Let's not bring Joe back into this, mate. 90 million.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, dear. Right, Martin, I think we're done, mate.
I'm just thinking nothing else on the game thing. Listen,
it's all shy.
We'll find out in the summer. The thing is, I can tell you, City will have done some deals in the summer, or they'll be close to doing the deals in the summer. Because the one thing we know, if you think they get to the summertime and then go, ooh, let me go and have a look at this player. Nah, City have already, a lot of teams, not just teams get the business done. They start the business 4 months beforehand. You don't just roll up to the transfer window and go, ooh, I think I'll have a go at this player. Because they're already 6 months down the negotiation line with another team.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. So we can throw all these names left, right, and centre, but it doesn't matter what we say. It's what City did.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. And that's why it's all opinions on this channel. That's all it will always be, and that's all it will ever be. Will we always agree? No. I will always say Gabby is not good enough. Ross will tell you that he's prime Messi. Absolutely fine. Not a problem at all with that. I think Mahrez gets stick. Chris thinks he's the worst player ever to put on a pair of football boots.
But we all agree that Rodri.
I don't know football. But yeah, that's the way it goes. I'm only joking. Guys, I want to say a big thank you to the two Aussie boys for coming on. I know they've been on early in the morning for them, but thank you so much for coming on. Next week, they won't be on together. I assure you. We'll be switching.
What? Hang on. We're going to the Botanical Gardens now anyway, me and Ross. Yeah, caps on. Burning off with caps on.
You ever seen the two runs?
What? Zip it all the way up to the top. All the way up. Zip it up to the top. All right, nice one. Well, I'll see you down there with a few beers. There we go. Go on, Johnny Stones. Go on, Johnny Stones. 50 million quid. City legend.
All right, Ryan.
All right, Ryan. He's got his face on and he's gonna hey, he's got that face on.
Chris, thank you very much, buddy, for coming on.
Yes, Martin, it's been a good one.
As for some of you.
Listen, if you didn't talk so much Bulaks, right, it wouldn't. I don't know why you do it.
I don't talk Bulaks. I talk facts. Listen, you
don't know the way to it.
At the end of the day, guys, it's not that I'm arguing. It's just that I'm right. So I'm not arguing. I'm just right. That's the way it is. Them three will be back some point next week. Yeah, that's the fact. I'm not arguing. I'm just right. Simple. They're wrong, I'm right. So there's no argument. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back. There won't be a watch along tomorrow. So I do apologise, Andy Blue Moon, especially. I know you love the watch alongs. There may be a post match. I don't know whether it's me and Tom, Dick, or Harry doing it tomorrow. But
you call it Dick.
I only say it as I say it, mate. At the end of the day, it's night time. We will be back tomorrow. I'm sorry there's no watch along, but I am going to enjoy it and watch it with my son tomorrow and my wife and my other children. And yes, so great stream, so entertaining. Justice for Martin. Thank you, mate. Ryan Edwards, sort them out, Martin. Peace. I know. See what I end up. Thank you all for your comments. And it's only a bit of fun sometimes. Sometimes it gets out of hand, but it's opinion. And a nice little argument now and again gets the cobwebs blown away. Enjoy it.
It's a debate.
You're going to go and do what now? It's a family show, so the kids watch the show. Thank you for sharing, Alan. But sometimes sharing is not always caring. I don't know.
This is one of those long outros, isn't it, Andy? Martin, sorry.
Whoa. For that, he is gone and he's not coming back. Not calling me that and getting away with it. Listen, I'll be called some things, not Andy. No. Right. No, guys, thank you so much. Please make sure. Whoa, Dupe coming in strong. Wow, Chris has been a dickhead tonight.
What? Where's my
chainsaw?
Guys, take care. Have a lovely, lovely evening. We'll see you tomorrow evening at some point, whether it's post-match or some of the one of us. Take care. Up the Blues, and trust me, if City are not in that 5th round by tomorrow, trust me, you'll want to be on the post-match. Take care. Always. Up the Blues. Come on, City.
Come on, City.
He's on.